Yeah, just try it
CC, please.
until it works. Have troubles with.
Yeah, that's weird. Shouldn't
Do
be
you
an
have
issue.
a,
Don't trade me, I will trade you.
Do you have a preference on the ship?
Whatever you can fly. The biggest one you can fly.
Oh god, that skin is good.
What?
You know what
Rust
the
We
best
Trust?
skin is?
In Rust We Trust.
It is nice. You can see it because like you can see like the grinders underneath the way the hull's like rusting away.
My
It looks
favorite
so
skin for
cool.
the hell's still Bloody Hands. I just
Oh,
love
yeah.
the red.
The Gig X special.
Wait, hold up.
But you didn't know about that? That skin was 100% a public call out of Gig X by CCP.
Hello, Dojo people.
I
Greetings,
didn't even
gamers, I
think
have
about
returned.
that. It
Really?
never even occurred to me.
Really?
Yeah.
You know, for threatening to cut off the judge's hands and then getting banned from the game.
Yeah,
for,
we all
for
know
public threats. We
what
all
that
know what happened,
refers to.
but
Greetings, I have just arrived. Have I
hi,
missed
Sandra.
anything?
Nope.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
you
it's
missed the
finished.
fleet.
Shit.
So get your alts logged in, guys. Go ahead and join fleet. Oh, hey, we're being streamed.
Yes.
Do we need a rock as bait or anything?
No, we'll be good.
Still waiting on the help.
What's the plan to move ships, or has that been taken away?
It's been taken away.
Slash move me.
Yeah, I'm already here.
The ship,
If you can move the ship, you're flying. You just have to be in the ship and then use the
Well,
slash
he's-
move command.
The command he's looking for is copy ships.
Oh, wait, they got rid of
That's
that?
gone.
They got rid of it.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
I know, right?
Because it was very easy to exploit.
Yeah, people kept getting supers and titles for no issue.
I thought we thought it just didn't copy supers over.
No, that was because they used to copy injectors over.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, and that's like the only commodity on CC
Oh.
that's worth anything.
And you can't actually move to whichever system you want either. For fuck's sake, that's stupid.
But as a
Oh,
bonus,
no.
we get all the bling mods seeded.
Yeah, all the faction mods are seeded, officer mods are not, however.
Right, are we building these ships or?
Ships are built. You're gonna join my fleet. You can move yourself into the appropriate squad, and I will give you a super once we're good to go. Or give you a ship.
Have you got any
I'll trade you a
Nixes?
ship. No.
Get out of here.
Why
with
would
that
we have
armor, Shay.
Nixes?
Because Nixes are awesome.
Nixes are disgusting. Get shit out of here.
Oh,
The
sorry.
shield tank Nixes
Um,
actually aren't terrible because they have
everyone-
shields.
I hate.
Everybody that needs a super needs to undock from the Keepstar and go to the Singularity Testing Satoyo, owned by CCP.
Oh, that would
Yeah.
have been good. to
I'm
know
already
earlier.
there.
It's fine. It's on grid.
And I'm in my facts.
Well,
You know, I was actually
leave it.
literally building my own hell for one of these, and it actually is going to finish in 2 days, which is kind of stupid.
I have 11 Wyverns ready in the Soteo if you want.
Thank you. I prefer my minnow.
We have a lot.
Copy.
What's the name of the Satoyo?
Singularity Testing Satoyo. The easiest way to find shit in this grid is just sort by name, and then scroll down until you find MTAC-OE Singularity Testing Satoyo.
I just
Hello,
added
people on the
CCP
dojo.
as a blue contact
That's a
And-
good idea. Why didn't I think of that?
I am Nistam
because
Kanjus
you
and I'm
shattered
going to
and I'm
stream
Izzy.
the capital training.
Oh, hi,
Add them as
Izzy.
a red contact.
Hello.
Add them as a red contact. Red is easier to see.
Not on my
Can't even-
overview.
I can't even see the fucking Satoyo on my overview right now.
Yeah, I
Does
can't
anybody
find it.
have injector here?
It's right next to the Keepstar.
To the left.
So yeah,
To the
right
left,
now
to the
we're
left.
just sorting
I was
everything
waiting
out.
for it.
But if you have any questions, just put them in the chat channel. This
Somebody give
training
me a
is going
hell
to
so
be
I
on
don't have to
CC.
use my own.
Trade with.
Don't
Over.
trade him. Oh,
Oh.
you have one on you. But Shattered's gonna
Tell
give handout
Masters.
fit hells. Like, I made 40 for him.
I know, that's why I'm
Don't-
moving over to Satoyo.
Oh crap! I never put the Everett up because I just added contact.
Alexis, can you just give me a rag even though I can't fly it? I just want one in my hangar.
Shattered has all of mine.
Damn it.
You're going, guys. Listen.
We are
please.
going to do Supercap training
you
today,
need
so
a
we're going to
super-
learn a bit about supers, and
If it's a hell, a
there will
wyvern,
be
a
like
rag, or a
practical
levy,
training.
you're gonna go to the Singularity Testing Satoyo. I'm linking it in Fleet. Go there, and wait. Make sure you're in the right squad.
So yeah, right now we are doing nothing.
I should probably be in the right.
We're just waiting until everything
Literally
is set up.
nobody wants to levy the bevy apparently, which sucks because it took me longer to fit those up than anything else.
Okay, I can drop my fax and take. No, wait, I can't take the
Yes,
lily.
you should be in the biggest ship you can fly.
I can't take the lily. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Rip.
And
And yes,
like
if you fax alt strut,
I'm streaming this, but like I've never sit in the
main
supercap,
fax,
so
because
hope
I
I
love
learned
my
something.
fax.
Hope you'll learn with me.
I'm not trading anyone's shit until everyone that's in the move out squad actually gets into the right squads.
In hindsight, it'd have been funnier if I flew my hell from the Keystar to the Satoyo to get a free hell.
That would be
Yeah.
That would've
hilarious.
been
Except it wouldn't work because you wouldn't be able to dock.
Oh yeah,
You can only undock with the Zatoyo.
I've been gone a few months. All right, you know.
That's been
Busy
sick
on
for like
this.
7 years.
And yeah, all those people in
Probably.
the background,
I haven't
they're
played
in
that
the
long.
comms.
Where's the undock
Chatting.
button
Oh my god.
And, and people are
You know,
trolling.
they actually changed the undock button.
Yeah,
They did.
Yeah.
It looks very nice.
I love the new
Wait,
warp
wait.
effect. I'll
was
tell you that.
orange, I think.
There's no way Franny Vina can fly a fucking Ragnarok.
Yes, she can.
Okay.
Skill injectors.
Well,
I
only had to inject 2 skill books. That's it.
RCI
I
bros, you
literally
should
have
know that
capital
Dearman
ship
shouldn't
5.
be able to fly a hell, but I can.
Well,
So you guys have your ships, you can undock them, warp back to the Keepstar and dock it.
but also
It'll
yeah,
give you a prompt that says you won't be able to dock back up because you're in a Satoyo, that's fine. Just undock and warp back to the Satoyo. Back to the
Keepstar.
Keepstar.
Yeah. The setting effect gives you 1 warp point.
It would help me if Franny Vine was actually in the fucking. Oh, there he is.
Give me a second. I'm sorry, I had to go trade some plex.
Just
God
perfect.
damn it,
Just
Shears.
Just give him a
All
break.
those baddies.
Yeah, I logged on to CC last night and I had 2 million unallocated skill points. So capital ship 5.
Nice.
No, I already had capital. I have capital ship 5 on TQ. I literally just need the skill books for Mimitar Titan and Doomsday Operation, and I have a Titan. Well, and the ship, obviously.
I see 3
Skill
titans
injectors.
stuck in a line and none of them have skins. What is this picture?
And if you're really
Wait,
curious,
picture.
yes, Brave apparently has some caps.
What picture?
People being
I was
bad.
surprised myself,
Yeah.
even though I am
I
in
just
one.
wanna
Still-
see.
Scheme Waller, baby. Good
Are you
choice.
still passing the hells out?
Yes, I'm working my way down the hills. Hang on.
Okay.
Okay, rags are good. Crap.
Turns out we did not need as many rags as I made.
How many? Okay, how many heal pads don't actually need a hell right now?
I have one, but it's not going to be Doctrine Fit. So you can
It's
make
fine.
me a Doctrine Fit and I can change it.
It's fine. Yeah, yeah.
Can
I'll,
deal with that.
I'll start combo. Does anyone else? Okay, what are all the X's? I don't know what that means.
We want health. That's what the X's are
No,
for.
no,
We
no, no,
want
no,
hells.
don't. Oh my god.
Imagine if you don't need one.
We just
Make
want her
me a
damn
fit and I
help.
can change my enchanted.
Hang on a sec.
Apparently I am also bad.
I have
just
so
want
many,
their free
So
supers.
many fucking hells in my assets tab right now. It's ridiculous.
Shatter, did you not warp to a deep tether?
Hmm? I'm not even paying attention to that character right now.
You monster.
Alright, Sandrin, that's fit. Fighters will be 4 anti-cap, 4 long range, 2 SS, 2 light, and Siren Syndrome.
Okay, that's literally the fit I already have, so okay.
Alright, we're good. Alright, now to hand out the rest of these supers.
Oh. Fighters. What are they?
Are those the big drones?
So yeah,
One of the little
apparently
drones.
I don't like this
People are
extra
really
prompt
trolling.
it makes you fucking do now when you're trading
Right.
someone. That's really annoying and there's no way to disable it.
Oh yeah.
Also, for fuck's sake, please flag exempt.
I'm still seeing a lot of people who are not flag exempt. Because
Is that the first part of the training? Flag exempt.
That is the first part of the training.
I'm so
Alright,
tired.
Emra, Izzy. It's good because I lost patience at my 10th fucking hell, and then I realized I had to fit 15 Titans and 20 other supers. Then
Oh,
I just died a little on the inside.
I did all for
Oh yeah.
On the bright side, this will be the biggest fielding of supercaps that Brave has ever done by ourselves, so that would be cool.
Yep.
If it's on CC. Also
Yeah,
gotta make
so-
sure if you guys don't have it, that
To
you
the
have
people who have never
um,
seen that is the fighter bay
Okay,
for
Mima.
supercaps.
Mima. Make sure you have heavy fighters.
Just slightly bigger than the
It's
one of
100 Don't
usual
buy it off
caps.
the skill planner because it's going to charge you full price, but it's 100 if you buy it off the market. If you don't already have heavy fighters.
Shattered, what was the fighter setup again?
So it's going to be 4 anti-cap.
3.
You can't do 4.
Four flights of anti-cap. 4
You'll
flights of
fly
four
with
flights
them,
of
you
long
store
range.
them.
Listen. 4 flights of anti-cap. 4 flights of long range. 2 flights of SS. 2 flights of lights. And then 1 each of Siren Dromies, or you can fit 2 each if you have Mimitar Carrier 5 in hell. You can't do it in Wyvern though. If you're in a Wyvern, it's going to be 3 each of the lights and heavies, and everything else stays the same. Just because the Wyvern has such a small fighter bay.
copy.
Yep. Yeah, once you guys have your ship, just go ahead and go back to the Keepstar and dock up. Make sure you go to the right Keepstar. Alrighty.
Oh man, that's a lot of money.
Guys that have subcap alts with us, what I need you guys to be doing is if you can do a Sino Recon, be in a Sino Recon. Otherwise, if you can do a probing dictor. Note, I specifically said probing interdictor. There's a reason for this. Please be in one. Alita, do you have a Wyvern already?
Yes, I have 12.
Okay. Then we're laughing.
And that's slow.
Do you already have a probing flycatcher fit?
It's so boring.
Yeah, there's 1 corp fittings. Oh, fuck yeah, hang on, I'll throw it in.
Oh no, I got it. I got it right here.
Yeah, BNI corp fittings says. Alrighty.
Oh, I can fly interdictors now. Sweet.
About bloody time.
Well, on CC anyway.
Okay, so at this time, I need everyone that has a fax alt. Fax alt needs to have their death clone set to MTAC O. It can either be the Satoyo, well, it can't be the Satoyo because Satoyo doesn't actually have a clone bay, but just set your death clone to the Keepstar. So what's going to happen is if your fax dies, you're going to death clone him, either self-destruct him or whatever, and then get back to MTAC O, and then I'll give you a character to trade for a new fax. So we're going to be doing some multifaceted training. We're going to be training how the supers work, and then how the fax cache works, and how the fax alts keep coming into the fight to keep pushing faxes on field, that sort of thing, right? And we'll just keep going until we run out of faxes, pretty much. Because by that point, the fight's over. You hope you're on the winning side. And yeah, because CCP doesn't know how to optimize their game, you might want to go potato mode. But leave effects turned on. Effects are important because effects let you see smart bombs and stuff. Unless you have like a really good computer, you're only running 1 account. If you're only running 1 account, yeah, there you go. Optimize for memory, and that will minimize your chances of disconnects and stuff.
And I hope
because disconnects do happen in these kinds of fights.
It will be fine.
Right, is anybody else waiting on a ship right now?
No problem.
Everyone has their ship?
I'm still switching out fighters.
Yeah, that's fine. There's fighters in both structures. You can change them in either one, doesn't matter.
I'm setting hotkeys right now.
Yep. Yeah, set your hotkeys up. Make sure you guys have an NPSI tab on your overview, because we will need that for when we actually go scraping, because we're going to be shooting blues.
Hey, we have enough for that? Hell yeah.
Look at fleet. Almost 50 in fleet right now.
I get to be up here this time.
carriers. You're gonna want to go. Oh, we don't have any carriers. Wow, shit. Okay.
I have a feeling all the carrier pilots got shipped to supers.
Probably.
Why wouldn't
You're
you?
right.
If you can, why wouldn't you?
If you are currently in a Titan and you are not assuming vertical supremacy right now, shame on you.
I'm docked. Because they didn't say to undock.
Oh Jesus, that's
Check and mate.
You can't argue with that.
Sorry, test bro.
So,
I just broadsided an avatar.
how's Dojo
Someone send me their
YouTube
overview
chat
real quick.
doing today?
Give me 1 second, I will.
It's got the image, yeah.
Alright, so once your fax alts docked up in his has their shit figured out, you can put them back in their fax and just leave them in the keep store.
Yeah, this is not really interesting right now. I hope we are doing some shooting soon.
Was that a neutral Phenom or so?
And yeah, everyone has Titans on the CC.
A neutral Thanos?
Yeah, it's gone now.
I didn't realize we were stuck in the Avengers.
Neutral Thanos in system.
I guess we're about to lose half our supers.
It's okay, he's neutral.
Manticore now. Authors.
Alright, so Titan pilots, you should be inspecting your fits right now. Make sure you have the skills to use everything accordingly. They come pre-fit with T2 guns. You can downgrade those to T1 for training purposes. However, when you're getting your sight and fit up on TQ, then you better have skills for T2 guns.
T2? What about faction?
Or faction, yeah, whatever. That's right, faction can use
Conco
T2
gun.
can't they? If you feel like glowing blingy, yeah, T2 faction guns. Fight super carrier pilots, make sure that you have should have anti-cap fighters loaded by default and then damage for your lights. Again, you can upgrade this to T if you like and have the skills. It's not a bad idea if you have the skills, especially on CC when everything's dirt cheap. Okay, is anybody else in need of ships? Last chance before I undock from.
So yeah,
CML's
if you
docked up
don't
in
know,
the Satoy anymore,
if
so
you've
I'm
never
assuming
flown a carrier and you don't know what I just
pretty
did,
good supercap numbers, guys.
is you don't ever want to have it attached, like down here.
You guys that are in the top squad, make sure you put yourself where you need
that's
to be.
just
Maybe someone
screaming
fly.
for suicide.
You're not
Especially
participating in the
because
training,
you want
just go to
to
miscellaneous
activate your
or whatever.
NFA.
Subcaps doesn't matter.
So what you always want to do in carriers is just drag that up there.
Shadow is
So you
Rex
have
of
to
the
both.
preferred Titan in
So
Let's
you
see.
have both.
Egg, yes.
Kill.
Alright. Okay. It's a lot of big things. I love it. Alright. So, first thing we're going to talk about. Just look at my list here. Okay, so let's start by talking about Titans. So we're going to go through Titans, different weapon systems, other special modules they can use, and we'll go from there. So, right off the bat, Titans, obviously, you have the Doomsday, right? It's the thing that sets Titans a class above everything else in the game. You know, other than that, without the Doomsday, they're just fancy dreads, right? Big, fancy, nasty dreads. But, so, up until about, I think it was 2015, there was one type of Doomsday per Titan. It was an anti-cap targeted Doomsday, could only be used against capitals, and so it was only good against dreads like caps and other supers for those kinds of fights. After the Citadel expansion in 2014-2015, CCP released a bunch of other Doomsdays to do different things. The most prominent ones we see used these days are the Bosonic Field Generator, or the Boson, and the Lance. On top of the targeted Doomsdays are the ones we're going to be talking about. So, thing to keep in mind about the targeted Doomsdays is a skill, 2 skills associated with Doomsdays on Titans. You have Doomsday Operation and Doomsday Rapid Firing. Doomsday Operation increases your damage by 20% per level. Sorry, 10% per level. So a targeted Doomsday will do 1 million base damage into that racial damage profile, up to 1.5 million with max skills. On the other hand, and this applies to all the bosons. And then Doomsday Rapid Firing, just straight up as it says, reduces the cooldown. So you prefer that you would obviously have that trained as high as possible, at least a 4. But typically, most Titan pilots go for the maxed out fit, which is all these skills to 5. But that's stretch goals, because the thing about Titans and Supers is there's a lot of utility to them. So you spend a lot of time training support skills. So command bursts, phenom generators, fighters, all that has to be skilled up before you start looking at the end states, like getting everything to 5. Probably the first skill you probably want to train to 5 would be the racial carrier, racial Titan to 5, to be honest. So the other types of Doomsdays, you have the Bosun, which does AoE damage to primarily subcaps, but they are actually pretty powerful against dread bombs as well, and those sorts of things. In a 30-kilometer cone in front of or in the direction of your choosing. Any of you that have had experience using the, I'll call it the Q navigation system, because that's the button you hold on your keyboard to activate it. And when you do that, and it gives you a bearing, a horizontal bearing. You click it once, and then it gives you an elevation. You need to make sure you have your tactical overlay on to see this, which probably at this point should be on at all times if you're flying a Super or Titan. And use that menu when you cycle the boson to target your attack. Give the bearing and angle of the boson. Same thing applies for the lance, where instead of firing in a small cone in front of the ship, it fires in a 200-kilometer long beam, like a straight line away from the ship in a direction of your choosing. Especially when you're operating at long distances like that, it's very important to be aware of where your tactical overlay and where the enemy fleets are, because when you hold down, click on a ship, like for example that Minotaur just came out of warp, with your tactical overlay on, you click it, you'll see a white line panning up to where that ship can be represented on your horizontal plane of your tactical overlay. So by Q clicking to that little speck where that curved line meets up with your main line, you can then drag down when you click again after clicking Q the first time, and it'll wind up directly on top of that ship or whatever you're having to target. Very important when you're trying to target the lance, because it's such a long-range Doomsday.
What he's
this
showing
also applies
is
to fighter bombers.
when you click on the help, for example, this line, then you can click Q.
Okay, so the next
click
thing
the little button,
is the...
and click
Okay,
once
we talked
again
about Doomsdays.
to actually target it.
Oh yeah, so the other thing about Doomsdays is depending on what Doomsday you're using, they take different fuel. So the Boson and the slightly less used GTFO module, although it does still have some use, we don't see it used very much these days. Both require strontium, which is actually the same fuel that it already requires in a Titan to light a bridge. So if you're using a bridging Titan, you should already have plenty of stront in your cargo. The other types of Doomsdays, the Lance, the Reaper, and the targeted Doomsdays, the anti-cap Doomsdays, they take isotopes. So you always want to carry an abundance of topes. Anyone that's sitting in one of the rags level, you'll see that you're coming with a base loadout right now of 1.2 million topes in your racial variety. You never really want to go below that. And in fact, you'll see you have plenty of space in your fleet hangar. It's usually not a bad idea to actually have some more, to be honest. Okay. Next we're going to talk about Phenom generators. So Phenom generators are kind of like command bursts in that they affect a large area, but these actually will affect the entire grid that you're on. They have massive ranges, like 30,000 kilometers. They basically affect the whole grid. And how Phenom generators work is there's one specific to each class of Titan. So 4 Phenom generators in the game, and they all provide a fixed set of buffs and debuffs to everything on grid. Situations when you're going to see this used are, again, those big supercap fights, but only when you're in a situation where it's an armor fleet fighting a super fleet, or vice versa, because otherwise the debuffs that you're applying are also going to affect you negatively. Generally, we expect that you're only ever going to be told when to use a Phenom generator, because some of them are shitty, to be honest. I think the only good one really is the Galente one and maybe the Kildari one. But again, they don't get used very often. It's not a crazy high priority for a supercap. They're for a Titan all-speed training.
It's you don't need signature radius, and Amar you don't need
Alrighty,
capacity recharge
next
rate.
let's talk about
But Kildari
heavy,
with hit
super
point
carrier weapons. Okay.
Amar is awesome.
Oh, actually no. We're still talking about Titans. Okay, so Titans, again, all the Titan pilots, if you look at your fleet hangar, you'll see you're carrying 3 sets of guns. 3 sets of anti-cap guns. So you're, by default, you're going to have a targeted Doomsday and long-range guns loaded. You'll also be carrying a set of HAL guns and a set of short-range guns. So you'll be told, again, when to refit these guns. But basically, you're going to... It's the long range guns will hit out to max targeting range. So in a supercap versus supercap fight, very rarely are you going to be at 0 on each other. Typically, you're going to be at maximum range. But other than that, you'll be told it's just like flying a dread. You're either flying a long range dread, short range dread, or a hot dread. But you're doing it with Titans. The problem with Titans though is the Titans, the hot guns don't get bonuses. Same with the Bosun, just got nerfed, so they kind of suck now. But there's still fits you can do with tracking Titan fits. So you might have heard of a tracking Titan before. That's just a Titan with a lot of tracking mods in its mids and lows and drugs and remote tracking links, which allows it to actually apply to subcaps very well. All right, and that's all I have about Titans. Is there any questions so far?
Yes. When we use the lance, I got a little lost on that one.
So the lance is a targeted doomsday. Sorry, it's an AoE doomsday, but unlike the Bosun, which only hits out to 30k, the lance can hit out to about 200 kilometers. So you would use the lance typically in situations where you're trying to hit subcaps. Oh, that test avatar just got super bumped.
Also, if you have any questions in Dojo, please ask. I'm going to forward them.
Okay, so the purpose of the lance essentially is for hitting subcaps at range. So the Bosun, you kind of have to trap a subcap fleet to come into you. You have to catch them on a gate or catch them on a drag bubble. Whereas the lance, you can, if they're on grid with you, engaging you, you can hit them anywhere on grid. And we'll demonstrate these a little later. Everyone will get a lot of practice with using your fighters and your doomsdays, so don't worry about that just yet.
Yeah, I've used the Ether too. I guess my Ether question is, with the Boson nerf, is that still viable, or is it only viable for really big
Depends
ships?
what you're shooting. It very depends what you're shooting. Pretty much anything cruiser down will tank a Bosun now, sig tank it. Unless you're using something like an AoE burst projector or something like that to target paint them first. But then you're having to put another super on field. Oh yeah, multiple bosons, of course. You can still brute force it, do it goon style, and just drop like 2 or 3 or 4 boson titans on every gate, cloaked up, ready to go, and then just go like that. But yeah, it's not as good now, not nearly as good now as they used to be for boson teams and stuff. They still dominate. Like if you drop 5 or 6 boson titans on a dread bomb and don't bounce hard, those bosons will wipe out those dreads completely. So they're still very good for that sort of thing. It's just subcaps they're pretty lacking now. Okay, let's talk about fighters now. So yeah, fighters, carrier fighters, super carrier fighters. Super carriers are very similar to carriers. The only difference being their bonuses are better, and they have the ability to
burst
Launch
projectors.
heavies.
Burst projectors, but they
And
also
launch
have
heavies.
extra fighters. Yeah, heavy fighters. So where carriers can only launch lights and supports and SS, super carriers can launch long range and short range fighters. So long range fighters are generally the anti-cap fighters, They're also typically the ones you're going to use against structures because they can hit the structure out to 40-50 kilometers, which is outside of point defense range. And then your
these are the
carrier,
long range attack.
sorry, your short range fighters as your anti-cap fighters. They do torp volleys. They don't really apply to subcaps at all. Their tracking is garbage, but they will shred capitals. They will
those are
shred
the
faxes and
Cyclops.
dreads like it's nothing. So they're really good for that sort of thing.
So the Cyclops, for
Yeah,
example,
if you're using T1,
they do
you'll
a
usually
shit
to
ton of
cycle
damage.
volley a dread.
Yes, exactly.
Like per fighter,
Hey, Shadow, I got a quick
366
question.
damage is
Actually, two
a
quick
lot.
questions.
Shoot.
So the yellow jacket implant doesn't apply to fighters, right?
I think it does actually.
I just plugged it in.
It's
just
the
in
one that
case.
increases your damage but decreases the HP of the fighters, right?
Yep.
So the problem with that kind of things, we don't normally run yellow jackets because, or any fighter modifying implant set, because the problem with fighters.
And the
There's a
torpedo
few
salvage
problems with
is
fighter
really
mechanics.
strong.
One, you're very vulnerable to being defanged. As soon as a carrier or super carrier is defanged, you're a paperweight. You're not useful right now at that point in the fight. Because you're not able to apply damage to the enemy, and you're dead weight on the field. So keeping your fighters alive and fighter survivability in general is very important. Part of this is having the skills. So having your fighter, the one that increases your HP up to 5, drone durability. Yeah, drone durability, having trained up is important. But also having your general,
This skill,
generally having your
which I
the mindset and knowing
totally
how
have
to
a
keep your fighters alive. And a lot of this comes from practice. You need to be aware of where they are on grid, aware of what's on grid that can actually shoot your fighters. So if there's like a Jackdaw fleet, a Serb fleet, whatever, something that that's designed to defang fighters very easily, or enemy carriers with SS fighters out, which will also shred up heavy fighters very fast. You need to be aware of anything on grid that could attack your fighters and the location of your fighters, and if you had to get them out of a situation that was bad, how quickly you could do that, how quickly you could extract them and get back into your hangar bay. If we're in a situation where we're dropping caps and supers at 0 on an enemy, it's fine, because at that point, what you can do is a very good trick for, especially for anti-cap fighters, is you drop them, once you have a target locked up, you drop your anti-cap fighters, you fire a single torpedo salvo, like your utility high slot, your secondary weapon, into your target, and then immediately recall them, and then they're going to spend like a split-second rearming, and then you can drop them again and actually keep volleying the torps into. And so that's that hang time where your torpedoes are cycling, because they have a fairly long cycle time. You're not actually worried about your ships because they are keeping your fighters being at risk because they're back in your fighter bay rearming. I think it also reduces your cycle time slightly on your torps because it resets the timer. But yeah, the good tricks to keep your fighters alive. Also, knowing when to use your MJDs on your light fighters. The change they recently made so that fighters that are more than 150 kilometers from you will warp back to you immediately is also extremely good for fighter survivability. Because it means that if they're 100 away from you, and it might be faster for them to just warp 100, burn another 50 kilometers, and then warp back to you instead of having to slow boat back 100 kilometers.
All those big grid fights where you're sitting almost 1,000 kilometers apart.
Yeah, exactly. All right, burst projectors. Okay, so burst projectors are the biggest, kind of best utility right now that super carriers have. That and their ability to use command bursts, but Titans can do that as well. Super carriers, burst projectors, they come in all the basic EOR varieties. You've got a bubble, you've got a neuting AoE newt, you've got AoE target painting, webbing. Really the only ones we're ever going to use are going to be the warp disruptor and the newt. So all the guys that are flying supers right now, you'll see that you have the warp disruptor fit, and the newt as a utility refit. What I want a few of you guys to do, just at random, not everybody do it, a few of you go ahead and swap your burst protector out for a newt, for your neuting burst protector, from a warp disrupting burst protector. And I'll explain why. The nice thing I like about these two is they stack very well against each other, and they can allow a supercap fleet to completely dominate any subcap fleets on grid. Anyone that was here last summer probably remembers the fight for YTAC J when
Oh,
we
God.
tried to drop a Fortizar and Infest.
That was bloody.
And we
Well,
didn't
that
have
wasn't just gonna be a Fortizar.
Yeah, well, let's not talk about that right now. We deployed we did not deploy supers, and they did on this Fortizar that was anchoring. And what ended up happening is we killed the Fortizar, but being under the duress of the burst projectors in things like Feroxes and Sturbs and whatnot for that entire engagement was extremely painful for everybody involved. It's damn near, it's very difficult for subcaps to fight under the influence of the AoE effects of a supercap fleet. Very, very difficult, because the way those bubbles and those newts apply, you're gonna find your fleet caught in 6 bubbles from 6 supers, and then completely neuted out, and then just as all those heavy fighters are landing on top of you, you're not able to get away. So yeah, it's pretty nasty. Pretty nasty setup. Okay, so yeah, and that's the burst protectors again. The only typical ones. The other really good one specific to Hells is actually the stasis webbing burst protector, which can also be used in conjunction with a warp disruptor if you have a buddy and a super, because the two of them can will affect like stack nicely on top of each other. But
I don't think that applies to the Hell, because that's the elimination one.
Nope. If you have to fit it to see the bonus. It's an unlisted bonus setting. I don't think it's actually correct, but it's been like that for years. So if you actually fit the stasis webbing burst protector and then show info on it on the super, you'll see it's applying a 70% web bonus instead of a 40% web bonus. So that's actually a hull bonus specific to the Mimitar carrier skill, believe it or not.
That's
But
interesting.
Yes. Yep. It's not listed, but it is there. Okay.
Isn't the target painter also bonus for Mimitar? Or
Yeah, the target painter, it's listed on this description for the Hell, but it also bonuses the Weber.
Okay. Well, the TP was useless, but now is kind of useful, which is weird.
Sort of. Okay, so now the last little thing we're going to talk about is kind of going to go off on a bit of a tangent here. We're going to talk about the use of supercapitals as a deterrent. So everybody knows, for the most part, if you are in contested space in nullsec, you need to have a supercapital fleet to control your sovereignty. Unless you have very, very good diplomats, you need the ability to defend your borders with more than just kind words, and that means you need to have big guns. And that's where a supercap fleet comes in. The only places that don't have supercap fleets are places where no one cares about the Sov, or no one is interested in evicting the people in that Sov, because either they're having too much fun farming them, or they just want buffer space, and so they're happy to let those people defend that space.
AKA Pravi.
Exactly.
Or Tenephorus before.
I was thinking more of like Veil of the Silent and shit, but yeah. Scalding Pass, places that people don't really care about.
I mean,
aside from like
Tenephorus
good
before.
fights.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, it's fine.
Even simple farmers have supers.
Yep, even simple farmers have supers, and in AUTZ, simple farmers get to use them because they don't have anyone around the area that can actually contest them.
What are the roles of a Titan? Like, what is their strategic objective on the battlefield?
They kill other Titans. So
Breach.
a long
They
time
bridge
ago, yeah.
people?
So Titans have very good strategic use for smaller alliances in the ability to provide Titan bridges, which allows subcap fleets to maneuver very quickly. But in a combat situation, the Titan's use is to kill other Titans.
Gotcha.
You build your Titan fleet to your super carriers are great because on the side you can make money with them. And up until Bosons got nerfed, you could do that with supers as well, because you could Boson rat with them fairly effectively. But again, that's not really a thing anymore. So what you build a Titan for and what you fly a Titan for is the ability to kill another Titan.
Okay. I didn't know if like you would drop a Titan if you say you was outnumbered 5 supers to 8, and you wanted to even it up a little bit. You would.
Yeah, no, yeah, sorry, yeah, that's you're not wrong. Like they kill all caps in general, but for the most part, it's a like I'm talking about when I'm talking about as a deterrent.
Yeah.
When you talk about supercap warfare, these kind of fall under mutually assured destruction scenarios. You need to assure that when you drop your super fleet on an enemy super fleet, that you are going to cripple them, because if you don't, they're going to cripple you. And the minute that you've lost a supercap engagement, everyone in the game knows that you've thrown all your cards on the table, and you lost that hand, and you no longer have the ability essentially to defend your Sov.
Yeah.
That's the that's
Political
why
shredded
when we
armor.
talk about supercap and block warfare, it's very high stakes. We don't throw down with supers unless it's absolutely
100%.
necessary.
Yeah.
So Battle of UALX, Legacy had our backs against the wall for months. We were making it pretty cancerous for our enemies to take Sov and to actually make any gains, but they were slowly getting footholds in Legacy space, which is becoming a problem. So we threw our cards on the table, we threw the Keep Star down, and they answered the call, and then we took the fight, and we won the fight. We won the fight because they made some very bad calls on the FC sides of things to get caps onto that grid and not actually have a plan to extract them, especially because they knew for quite a while they were losing at that point. So, with that, we're actually going to move on to some practical demonstrations. So, as you all know, it's a requirement in Brave and most other null sec alliances that supercap pilots that are dropping in combat have a fax alt on standby. The reason for this
I don't have one.
is, yeah, I can ping like Brave for faxes, and I can probably get 10, 15 faxes, but these guys could also be flying SS carriers, for example, or something else. So and especially when in cap fights like this, when tie dyes get really heavy, it's actually very easy to multi-box a fax on an alt. Particularly in the big supercap fights when we're using buffer faxes, because you have no active module management to worry about. You only have to worry about getting your own self into triage and then following broadcasts, which is not very much clicking, especially when you're in like 10% tie-dye. All right, so at this time I need 2 super carriers with T2 anti-camp fighters to X up in fleet. Just 2.
I don't have to.
Alito and Stack. Alito and Stack. Okay. We're gonna do a bit of a practical exercise here. So Alito and Stack, what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to warp to standby. Alito and Stack, I want you to warp to those W's at 50 kilometers. It's Alito and Stack. You guys can follow along with what's going to happen if you guys want to undock and watch it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to give you a practical demonstration of the difference between an active fit and a passive buffer fit fax in a supercap engagement. So right now, Aaron is flying a Shield Minakawa, which for those of you that don't know is Brave's equivalent of the Master Race fax that Test flies. Shield spelt SHIELD, like Agents of Shield. It's a joke.
Basically a blink T1.
Because
Sorry,
your words
T2.
on. You get it?
If fast, go back to the Keep Start, please. This is a sample of what the fit looks like. There's a couple different flavors, but yeah. So, are you guys in warp or are you bouncing?
I'm getting bounced.
That's fine.
Almost.
That's fine. So, right now he's flying a Shield Minakawa, which is an active fit minnow. In a supercap engagement, we're typically going to be dropping buffer faxes. And this demonstration will explain why we do this. So, when the second super comes out of warp, I'll give you a countdown. And then Aaron's going to go into triage. And the 2 of you are going to drop your fighters and attempt to kill him. You should have anti-cap fighters loaded right now. So if you guys just want to look at Leto or look at this Toyo, you'll see what's gonna play out here, and you can also add Aaron to your watch list if you want to see how quickly it goes down.
And make
This
sure you
is
stop your
a
ship once you're done.
this is a pimp fit active Minakawa. This is a take no shit. This thing can tank over 100,000 DPS. Jensen, can you go back to this keep start, please?
Yes.
I just want those 2 supers in warp that I asked. You still bumping?
Nope, it's going good finally. Nope, just got bumped again.
Okay, can the supers that are around him dock up, please? You just dock up and undock. Just let him get in a warp. Sandra,
Morgan.
there we go. Okay. Yeah, we'll talk about bumping mechanics in a bit too, because that's a big thing that you have to be aware of with supers. Okay, so all right, so I'll put Aaron in triage, and then just gonna get a stopwatch up here. All right, on the count of 3, you guys can drop your fighters and start killing Aaron in the super. 1, 2, 3.
Do something.
Make sure when you're managing your fighters, guys, you have your fighter selected and not your super carrier. Otherwise, if you hit an orbit or an approach command on a ship, it will cause your fighters to actually begin. Your carrier itself will begin moving, and it could get out of position if you're not paying attention to where it is.
Shoot that Fanny if it
Use your
engages.
top mod on your fighters.
This Fanny looks like he's trying to get in the action.
Don't worry about him.
Okay.
It's not a big deal. So you want to make sure you're using those torp volleys, guys.
Cycling.
Do you want us to target them so we can see the damage getting done?
Just put them on your watch list.
Add him to your watch list.
Yeah. My bad, yeah.
There's
That
the
should-
volley.
That should hurt.
Yeah, it had you have to wait 25 seconds before giving your fighters another command.
That's
Oh,
boring.
that's annoying.
This is active?
This is an
This is
active hit. This is a shield, like a pimp fit. This is the equivalent of the test master race. This is the Braves version of it.
I mean, it is active, but it also has quite a bit of tank due to the invulns.
Yep.
Yeah.
You could probably tank them all day.
Yeah, pretty much.
With a drug and an implant set, you would, but you would eventually run out of charges. I'm just barely tanking them, and I'm having to use a lot of heat. But I also took like a lot of drugs as well.
Yep.
Crystals don't work on caps, though, do they?
No.
So...
No, they don't.
So effects
No.
can tank
So-
2 supers.
And I have the new burst projector on, so I don't have the 3 drone links.
No, it doesn't make much of a difference, really.
Oh, you should be neuting him out, by the way, because he's a fax.
They don't have newts.
He has a new burst projector, though.
It
This
doesn't
one
do
is
much.
refitted.
No, he can use it if he has it.
Yeah.
That will also teach you how to aim it.
Yep.
So, 2 supers, depending on skills, is about 40,000 DPS, which is well within what this super can tank. But in an actual super cap engagement, when you're talking about 40, 50 supers on field, yeah, the Vaxes are going to get volleyed off the field pretty quick. Like I said, this character is tanking, but is having to heat, and is burning out of cap charges, so it will eventually go down.
Kill the Fanny when you're done as well.
He is. Oh yeah, he is red box.
Why don't you just kill the Fanny now?
Doesn't really matter.
We don't have to.
But you can.
Exactly.
I mean, one volley and it's dead anyways, right?
This isn't a good example. I was expecting him to go down a lot quicker.
Yeah, we're already 4 minutes in, or almost.
Yeah. Vaxes are pretty tanky.
Do we need a third super?
I'm out of top volleys.
I'll gladly
I mean, I can warp a Titan over in Doomsday you.
No, it's fine. So, the last time we saw a shield minnow take a fight with supers on field, it was like 6 supers, and he got volleyed off the field, like one shot. Which is usually what it takes. Anything more than 5 or 6 handicap supers, if they're actually coordinating their fire, will be able to volley a fax off the field. And that's the thing. If you're systematically going from fax to fax to fax, there's no question. They're all gonna get blapped. This is where your buffer faxes come in, especially when we're looking at if you're getting dread bombed. If you're getting dread bombed by enemy dreads, which they will use offensively, they will drop dreads on your fleet with only 2 kill faxes. And in that instance, yes, you are able to. All right.
Oh, are you going to commit suicide, Seattle?
Kind of.
This reminds me of a time back in Dementia where during our deployment we had a lot of saves in the area, and I was in my fax, and the enemy, I think it was Frat at the time, dropped 4 supers. To which I think Shattered called for 2 faxes to X up and jump when our work was just out of panic. And it was hilarious because we jumped, and within about 15 seconds, both of us were dead.
Mm-hmm.
And I just said, Shattered, both of your faxes are dead.
That was the exact situation I was referencing, actually.
And you just had this moment of like...
Wasn't that the fight where I lost my Archon when I jumped in with the 2 faxes?
Different time, I think.
Oh, okay.
Because if I'm correct, the faxes were the only losses. So that was hilarious. Just Shattered's moment of, oh shit, they're dead already. How the hell are they dead already? Oh, right, they're supers.
So can one DD take down a fax?
An active one? Sometimes. Buffer? You need like 2.
Cool.
Maybe 3, depends on skills.
Well, I mean,
So now you see the super is under about 60,000 DPS, but we're still talking chump change here. In a super cap engagement, every Titan on field is doing about 10 to 20,000 DPS, depending on what weapon system they're using, and they're applying perfectly against enemy capitals. So those situations. Oh, I just burnt up a repper.
There
we go.
And that's when the fax dies.
Yeah. So that's the other thing, is that it's an issue you have with a buffer fax is you don't have to repper to burn out. But typically when you're in the scale of where your DPS is measured in the millions, so the enemy is fielding 1, 2, 3, 4 million DPS or more, on top of whatever alpha strike potential they can get out of their Doomsday volleys, which are typically only being used to target enemy Titans. At that point, it doesn't matter how much repping power you have. You're not going to live in that kind of engagement. As soon as you start getting primaried, your dreads are gonna, or your faxes are gonna get volleyed off the field more or less. All right, so let's get those 3 supers to stick around.
I was running a bit late, but would you guys mind if you still join?
Yeah,
Do you want me to link it?
Possible, please.
Link what?
Boom, he's gone.
Ta-da!
Boom! Look at that. With only 2 supers. Wow.
3.
I know.
And a Thanatos.
And
Yeah.
a Thanatos.
That's 10 odds and Doctor to be killed, by the way, but whatever.
Speaking
So how
of
much
Fanny,
DPS is a super?
About 20k, give or take.
20k. So yeah, but again, and if we're talking situations where you're dropping dread bombs on enemy fleet, it's like 30-40 at a time. The DPS at that point is irrelevant. Your supers are, your faxes are not going to tank, and at that situation, you're going to want to have buffer faxes on field no matter what.
Yep. See if we chat for the Z kill of the Faxalos and Amencia. I mean, the Munins, I died so quickly, the Munins only had one chance to fire. They couldn't cycle the gun twice.
Oh shit.
Yep. And that's just 4
That's
supers.
the power of 4 supercap volleys. That's what that'll do. All right, same idea, guys. But now we have a
That
buffer
looks like a
minnow.
body.
Let's try
Can
a
I do-
standard like T1 active as well.
This is
Because there's a big difference in active and shield.
You can get like 11 million EHP.
something like that, yeah. Buffer fit Medicali, yeah, something like that.
What?
What do you mean 11 million? I'm
That is,
sitting in
you can't even get half that.
I'm
Oh
literally.
no, it's like 5 million.
Yeah.
It's
If you're
not a
lucky.
lot.
I'm getting 4.5 fully heated on the Doctrine Fit right now.
Yeah.
And that's with simulated
So take a
shield
look.
harmonizing links.
That was 3 torp volleys that just landed in the thing, put him in 80% shield.
Yep.
So all you're doing is you're increasing your raw time to kill, and then the other thing you have to factor in is tie-dye. So this fax has now been on grid. If we were in 10% tie-dye for about 5 minutes, is still in 72% shield, and is still cycling reppers. That's the key of what makes buffer faxes superior right now. Especially because in this situation, you have enemy supers that are committing their fighters and are now vulnerable to SS if they don't have sufficient SS on their own.
There are 2 newts in local who want to get in on this.
Good for them.
I know. I'm not gonna invite them.
That was me, but at the time of the server link, I wasn't in Brave yet.
Yeah, it's after the last mirror. Sorry, what you have an alt you're trying to get into fleet?
Yeah, that's my main, but it isn't Brave.
What's the name?
It's a Grief Zombie.
Just
I'm a
put a
local.
7-0 in fleet. Sorry, 7-0 in local, and I'll invite you. As you can see, like this is now we're going through 3 torp volleys from all 3 of these supers, that's something like 600,000 raw damage, I believe, and still just trucking away. The buffer supers do eventually die. Like this character is getting into low shield and is only halfway through its triage cycle, and also just burnt out 3 reppers.
Don't you mean buffer faxes?
Sorry, buffer faxes, yeah. But you see where the effectiveness comes when you're dropping, like in a dread bomb situation or in a supercap fight, 10 buffer faxes versus 10 active faxes. You would rather have the buffer faxes at the end of the day. They're also a shitload cheaper too. At least then, like say for example, a shield fit. That buffer fax was maybe 40% of the price of the shield fax that was on field prior, which was close to 5
Probably
million.
less.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, you guys go back to the Keepstar. Thanks for providing that demonstration.
So in a large scale battle, a buffer fit is much better.
Yeah, if you're in a supercap versus supercap fight, you always want buffer faxes, and that's why the capital caches that most alliances carry are always buffer faxes and bomb dreads, because that's what you need in those kinds of fights.
But FC, how do I know which one I need to bring?
FC will tell you.
Pretty much.
FC, can I bring Drake?
Typically you'll have active faxes just because they get more data utility. But then if we get into a fight where the active faxes are dying, we retain a cache of faxes and dreads and whatnot that we start handing out to people.
Can you use buffer faxes the same way as you use subcap logic, so wrapping each other, or do you still triage?
You have to wait for whatever
Triage.
fax going out of triage.
Yeah, you have to let a fax come out of triage, and when they come out of triage, if you're still alive by the end of your triage cycle, but you'll be getting shot, you can coast out of triage and then broadcast for shield, and the other faxes on grid will start repairing you. And then any applied DPS that the enemy supercap fleet has been doing up to that point, or the enemy dread bombs, is now wasted because they can't break you under triage reps. They have to go to somebody else.
Oh, so all the faxes still triage. When one gets focused, you go out of triage and broadcast for reps once you're out. So you get repped again. Okay.
Exactly. Because if all the faxes go into triage in the same time, but it takes them 2 minutes to go chew through a single fax, that means they're going to kill 2 faxes, then they're going to start chewing the 3rd fax, but halfway through, he'll come out of triage and be fine, and get reps from the remaining faxes. Basically.
So it's not possible to not go into triage at all and rep from the beginning?
No, you pretty much everyone want to go triage at the same time. You won't drop all your buffer faxes at once, you're going to drop them in waves. But then it's very chaotic in those kinds of fights, and it's hard to tell which faxes drop first and which ones drop later, since they're all showing as neutrals to you. So, unless the FC is using some mad hacks, they're not going to know which fax to primary first. And typically, they're not even concerned about the faxes. It just becomes a free fire situation where you drop the dread bombs and they just shoot whatever's closest until they die. It actually is what ends up happening. Okay, let's see here. So, at this time, everyone should have checked their guns and made sure all their refits are good to go. They have the skills to use the Tech 2 guns, or if they downgrade to Tech 1. Same with Tech 2 fighters if you have them. You want to make sure, so the fits that you've been provided are not complete by any stretch. They're missing a lot of refits. Like you're going to carry travel refits, you're going to carry combat refits, you're going to carry all kinds of like application refits, tracking refits, GTFO, everything. The refits list is very expansive for supers.
Oh, hey, some test titans showed up.
There was one other thing I forgot to mention too, that I will mention. You typically have a like fuel wise, supercaps are pretty good, like jump drive wise, but because supercaps have a lot of other things drawing fuel, so carriers need their heavy water for their burst projectors, titans need strontium, that sort of thing. You will be carrying a lot of extra fuel because of the fact that you need to use, like, for example, you can be in a supercap fight, fire one too many doomsdays, and not enough fuel to jump out at the end of that fight. So it's something, fuel management, you want to carry lots and lots and lots of fuel, like 1.5 bill just to gas up a new super titan, or sorry, a new titan from empty is not uncommon to throw down on top of. So you have to something you have to factor in when you're planning and budgeting out fitting up your super and all that.
Yeah, and if we are talking the really, really big fights, usually there would be carriers who also carry extra fuel because they don't have any restrictions at all.
Yeah, exactly. But you can also just have like a deep space transport in your cargo with the fleet hangar open to fleet, so you just eject it and then open the fleet hangar. You don't have to destroy it. Provided it doesn't get popped, you can pull it out, whatever you need out of it, and then scoop it back to cargo, which is pretty useful. Alrighty.
Are we gonna practice jumping to a Sino in this fleet? Or?
We will. But yeah, obviously having fuel is important. Again, you should have your fax alts, if you have them, ready to go. Let's see what we have for subcaps. We have one dictor. Am I seeing that right?
I can log in a second.
Yeah, I was hoping we'd have a bit more than that. So one of the other things you're gonna have to be aware of during supercap engagements is disconnects. Disconnects happen quite often, and you need to be aware of how to respond to that. So first and foremost, you don't just shouting in fleet, FC, help, I've disconnected. Aaron O'Vera and the Ragnarok disconnected, what do I do? No, you don't do that. Why do you not do that? Why do you guys think you don't do that?
Spy,
don't want
and
to-
your shit
yeah.
bombs.
Spies,
And, spy.
exactly. Enemy fleet now knows that there's a Titan on grid that does not have the ability to heat their modules to tank an incoming Doomsday, which is a big deal. Or if you warp off, they now know that you're disconnected somewhere at a safe 1,000,000 kilometers away from the fight and need to warp back in order to or need to be logged back in, because anytime you're disconnected, it takes one probing interdictor to land on grid, and you're basically screwed. That probing interdictor now has the ability to stop you. And then, because in these types of engagements there's going to be large subcap fleets running around, there's subcap fleets that could go find you, tackle you, and then pin you down long enough for them to drop dreads on you and kill you. And that's actually how we killed many Titans during UALX, was just disconnects. So one thing that's not in the refits for all the super carrier and Titan pots, and I'm actually going to get you guys to add yourself, is you should be carrying 5 or 6 of the largest sized anchorable bubble that you can actually anchor with the skills in that character. So if it's Tech 1 large, Tech 2 medium, doesn't matter. Just have a bunch of those in your cargo of the largest size. So when we drop, you establish a grid of bubbles to basically protect your supercaps from disconnects. So if they disconnect, they're disconnected with aggression, but they're still in that bubble. They haven't warped off to a random safe. So that's a defensive tactic that all supercap fleets will typically employ when going into a potentially heavy tie-dye situation.
And this, by the way, is the reason that you'll find Anchoring 3 as one of the minimum skills for fax pilots.
So say it again, how does anchoring the bubbles makes it safe?
So when you anchor the bubbles, every super drops a single bubble and anchors it, you create a grid of bubbles around your supercap fleet. So when someone disconnects, typically when you disconnect from the game, well, with combat, you're going to do what's called an emergency warp. So you're going to warp 1,000,000 kilometers away from the engagement, and then if you're not aggressed, you would normally just disappear from safe. But because everyone's going to have aggression at that point, you're going to sit there for 15 minutes of
Oh god, that's
in-game
terrible.
time,
Okay.
which could be several hours in tie-dye, until your aggression runs down, you safe log. And any time during that fight, any of those people could, any of the enemies in the system could probe you down, warp to you, and then light a Sino and drop reds on you.
I see. I get it now. Thank you.
All right. Is there any questions about anything we've covered up until this point?
So if I disconnect, I don't say it out loud, but do I message you on Slack or something?
No, you can. You would pretty much just private message to the FC saying that I've disconnected, and then they would keep a running log of everyone that's on grid, and provided they know who the enemy is shooting, which does happen sometimes, we can basically say such and such person, okay, get ready to heat your hardeners. You're going to be the next primary, that sort of thing. That comes more into, that's like more the recon spying side of things, but generally you don't want to let people know publicly they've disconnected, because the spies in our comms will then immediately go for you, say this person, because they know you don't have the ability to heat your hardeners, because that's what you do, right? When you're getting mass yellow boxed by enemy Titans, you would just heat your hardeners, broadcast for reps, and hope the fax can keep you alive, right? That's really all you can do in that case.
Sounds like we need some false disconnects just to throw them
Yeah.
off.
Just call out you've been disconnected if you haven't. Bam, they target you.
Yeah,
Wow, they heated.
200 IQ plays.
Exactly.
But then they target my super, not someone else's super.
Right.
That's
So we
That's
are
why you fly
going
Byron.
to.
That's why you fly a Byron. That's so you can call out, I'm disconnected.
Because no one would bother shooting it otherwise.
All right.
Exactly.
So we're going to try.
Question, by the way, one question. What's the power level difference between supers and titans? Is it like measured in DPS or tank? Or just Doomsday?
They're different. They fit different roles.
You
think
can't
about it
have
this
a
way,
Titan is the main one.
A super is a carrier on steroids. A Titan is a dread on steroids. They achieve the
Pretty
same. It's the same niche, but bigger and better. So for super carriers, they can do what carriers can do, which is apply to subcaps, but also they can apply to regular sized capitals very, very well using their anti-cap fighters and using their heavies, right? And the same thing with like a dreadnought can absolutely demolish a carrier in any given instance, and the same goes for a Titan to a super. So it's the kind of thing where their use is like they're basically just a bigger and better version of like a dreadnought or a carrier, I guess. Same niche but different overall purpose.
I see.
I thought we had more Titans in this fleet.
So you cannot win a fight in a super against a Titan. Is what you're saying?
Well, a single super against a single Titan, the Titan's gonna win, but like that's never gonna happen.
It depends on the situation, because
Never
if you're
gonna happen.
far enough away, you would actually be able to it.
All right. So at this time,
Unless it
everybody,
gets a-
please dock up. Please dock up.
Can I still get the invite?
Yeah. Sorry.
no
Can you 7-0 in local? And I'll invite you. I'll actually have to invite you to a new squad in a sec, but squad member. Okay. So, did you get a ship or do you have one?
I haven't got one yet.
Which ship can you fly?
I can fly the Hell. I've got one.
Do you have one?
Yeah, not on test server.
Okay, just trade. Go to the Satoyo. Go to the singular testing Satoyo and trade shattered armor, and I'll sort you out.
Thank you.
Shattered, I need to get to work. Do you want me to trade this back to you?
What? No,
The
keep it,
hell.
man.
All right.
Keep it, man.
All right. I will talk to you guys later. I will be back soon.
Yep. We're gonna be going in a sec, though, guys. So.
Can I use my lead feed from the previous cap train?
What? Your what?
My need fit linked in the chat.
Oh, yeah. No, that's fine. Yeah, go Sekrev there. Go to the singularity testing Satoyo.
Wait, I'm at the wrong one. My bad.
One owned by CCP. And just trade chatter when you dock up there. All right. I'm going to put a new fleet up under Aaron O'Vare. This is going to be Cap Training Op 4.
And
then I'm gonna rename the advert for this one. Cap Training Blue 4. Oh crap. Who is it that said they had a hell? They were sorry, I just realized I don't have any more hell fits. None pre-fit actually.
He already left.
Fuck. I forgot about that.
I can also use a Nynx.
A what?
Nynx.
A Nyx? I'm just gonna give you the hull and you can figure out the fit for yourself. Ask someone in the fleet, they can probably link you the fit. Alright, so I'm going to get okay, I need all my dreads to join the Op 4 fleet. All the dread alts. Join the Op 4 fleet. I'm going to get okay, Supercap pilots with the names starting M through Z, as well as your fax alts and any recon alts if you have them. Go ahead and join the Op 4 fleet. A through M, stay in this fleet. Yeah, ask someone in fleet for the fit, and they can give you the dread fit. All right. Alexis, which one do you want?
What's up?
You went blue 4 or up 4?
I'll take blue 4.
Sandrin, guess you're up for then. I assume it's Sandrin.
Sandrin even here still?
Yeah. I actually
hey,
Sandrin
Sandra.
would do one.
Yeah, because like Sandrin wanted to do it last time, and I kind of jumped in at him. So.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I forgot about that. Actually, Alexis, do you want a secondary Sandrin?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeet.
So yeah, Sandrin, you said you're doing blue 4?
I can swap models.
That's fine.
Alright, so Sandrin's blue 4. I'm switching over to. Wait, which one, Sandrin?
I'm in op 4, but I can
Right.
like pick one.
I'll switch to op 4. Okay, Sandrin and I op 4.
These are actually really. This is a really good spread right now. I don't want to change anything right now in whatever paper people are in right now.
Well, I'm about to switch over my Titan, so it's going to slightly alter.
I mean, I can swap
no,
over
it's
my
fine.
Titan to blue 4 if you'd like.
Yes,
Shattered.
please. Yeah, Fear, come back to blue 4. Can I get Mima, oh no, that's Sandrin. Sekrev, I'm gonna get you to go over to op 4 as well. Just drop
Probably
fleet now.
fit it.
Do you need the fit for it?
I still need to fit for it, so I thought I'd
Can
go
someone
to
link? Can someone link the fit? Can someone link the hell fit and fleet for him?
I got it.
Yep. Yeah, and you'll just have to add fighters. You should be running 4 anti-cap fighters, 3 preloaded, 2 light fighters preloaded, and then 4 long-range fighters, and then 2 SS wings, and then sirens and dromies to taste.
Alexis, you need to move your Cynamalt out of blue 4.
Oh, my bad.
No problem.
Got so many else juggling around here.
I'm pretty sure at least half the people in both fleets are Alexis.
Who's doing
I
op
only
4
have
right
3
now?
people.
Sorry, I just
Op
forgot.
4 is me.
Sandrin and
Op 4
I are
is
op 4.
Sandrin and Alexis.
Okay, Alexis, you got a spare Cynamalt?
Yes.
Okay, you'll need it.
Okay.
Can I get Sandrin, Fear, Alexis to go to fix mobile
Wait.
problems here for a sec?
Does this mean I'm
I
going?
can lock my Cynamalt in if you need it.
Just go to fix mobile problems here for a sec.
Happy Thanksgiving to the Americans, by the way.
Thank you.
Bunch of turkeys.
Bloody colonials.
Clicking, you can go to op 4. Sorry.
What are we waiting on now?
On our FC.
Oh.
I just need to sort some stuff out.
Oh. I like how like all of them except Shattered are RCI guys. I don't know why I find that funny.
cause suspicious.
I mean, everybody knows we're starting to form a coup, but that we're not supposed to talk about that.
You're basically like what bold is to test.
Pretty much. That would be hilarious.
Do you know what would be funny? If there were 4 Newt Nixes sat outside waiting.
Yeah, it'd be funny if everybody activated their burst projectors at the same time.
But
officially, you're not allowed to fight on station grids anyway. So
yes, you can.
really,
Yes, since the PvP system moved to MO, there are new rules. If you're untethered, you're good to go, but you may not bubble the CCP keep star.
okay.
Everything else goes.
You're just not allowed to do any warp inhibiting, like, just period.
Yeah, just no predictor bubbles or anchor bubbles on the CCP keep. Everything else goes. Nope, no hic bubbles. Like any bubbles for that matter, but you can use the script on the keep.
So while we're waiting, what's y'all's opinion on the HyperNet relay?
What is a stupid gambling thing?
Yes, that thing.
It's like Soma Blink.
I know, isn't it? It's kind of crazy. Like, let's get rid of Somber Blink, and then let's bring it back, except it's going to be our Somber Blink.
Exactly, it looks even like Soma Blink. I was like, I was opening the HyperNet window, and I was like, hey, that's Soma Blink, like 1-on-1.
Pretty much. Like, I was just looking at it, like, that style just seems so familiar. Like, what's with... Oh my god.
They probably just bought the code off the guy who wrote it originally.
Probably. They probably
Classic.
planned this, like... Maybe they planned this a while ago. They're like, hey, we'll pay you for the code.
Didn't that guy get banned from the game?
He
Yeah, they
did.
were.
Can I ask you a newbie question? As in, like, why we got a Nestor, Falcon, and 2 shield fleets in the maintenance bay? Is that for a reason? Yeah.
I didn't know you could refit in Nestors.
I
didn't
can
know
I
they
can
had
use
refitting
use
services.
an Astor to instantly refit.
It's an instant
Depot.
mobile depot.
That's cool.
Oh,
just
so
keep it back up.
so I can use this ship maintenance thingy right away and then scoop it back.
Yeah.
But do you have to eject out the hell first and then...
No. You just pop that nest out on the grid from your ship hangar bay, and then you can refit.
What's the reason that the Nestor can be used to instantly refit? And
Yeah.
what gives it an ability to use it as a mobile depot? Is there
Because it
anything?
have a ship hangar. It have a ship maintenance base.
But carriers and such, they also have a ship hangar, don't they?
Yeah. You can refit off any capital.
But you have to be in range.
I see, but can I use like the capital's own thingy to refit?
No.
That's weird.
You need
Okay.
a friendly to do it off, or you need a
I
mobile
see.
depot or
So-
the Nestor.
So can the Nestor use itself to refit, or the Nestor needs another Nestor? Like that's completely irrelevant
No,
to
you
capital.
only need one.
What's going on,
I see.
Shattered?
Okay, guys, so we're going to kick this off shortly. Fleets are balanced. So for the attacking party, I'm going to get everyone that's in the Op4 fleet to head up to, let's go to Foxtrot Tackle for Op4 and Foxtrot Main for Blue 4, okay? Alrighty. Alright, guys. It's going to be interesting. See how it goes. So, for our scenario, we have had an enemy supercap escalation attacking one of our keep stars, and we will be answering accordingly. Fear, you might want to just save that bookmark and ping off until you're ready to drop, otherwise you might get blapped by.
I mean, I'm on tether. They literally can't.
Yeah, but they see you. They know where you're
Oh,
going to
that's
drop.
true. Yeah, okay.
They know exactly where you're going to drop. And you're not supposed to know where they're going to drop until they drop. So.
Okay.
This is for blue 4, correct?
Yes.
Alright.
Getting a bit of role playing here.
Hey, Fia.
Hi, Naya.
Hi.
You know what I locked in?
Facts. Great.
Titan.
Oh, okay.
But don't tell Shadow I'm actually sitting down in the recon squad. What squad do I belong in? Oh, hey, Shadow. I'm
Hi.
not doing anything stupid.
Alright, so situation for this fight, guys, is we just had an enemy supercap fleet drop on one of our structures, attempt to reinforce it, and we are going to meet that challenge and answer them back with our own escalation. Okay?
That sounds like PL.
Shattered, are we going to go over how to Doomsday Volley properly before we engage?
We don't have enough for Doomsday Volleys. It's going to be free fire more or less.
Okay.
Just clear enemy faxes. Okay, everyone listen up. Foxtrot Tackle, can you hear me?
We hear you.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Fax pilots. I asked you to set your death clones to the MTAC O Keepstar. That is because for this training exercise, you both have access to a fax cache. If your fax dies during this fight, you will make your way to the Singularity Testing Satoyo. I'm putting that in Alliance now, and you will trade the character Elo Flight for a new Buffer Force Auxiliary T1. Make sure you insure it before you undock it. It's free money.
You're only poor because you're not committing insurance fraud.
At least on CC.
I can't believe nobody had that fucking name. I'm so glad I got it.
I mean, DAC Pilot Sinowalt got name changed by CCP, so
Meh.
you never know.
We'll see. No one's complained yet. Alright, guys, so we'll be kicking this off shortly.
Did you type that in Alliance? Who we're trading?
Yes, he did.
Yeah, Elo Flight. He's docked up in the Satoyo.
Shoot. So I'm not in the
We
right
will link it in
Alliance.
fleet.
No, it's fine. I'll put his name in local. You're just gonna
Shattered,
dock
you're
up in the
shouting.
Satoyo. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
you.
you're just gonna dock up in the Satoyo and trade that character. Okay.
What happens when people try to third party?
Well, they technically are, but no one's really gonna tell them they can't. But
It's also, we're in JGAMP where most of the fighting takes place in ML. Like, no one fucking comes to JGAMP. We're fine.
Are we jumping there then?
nope, we're just waiting, guys. I was explaining the scenario. The scenario hasn't started yet. I was explaining what's gonna happen.
Do I need to undock or can I stay docked?
Nope, stay docked up for now. Everyone should be docked up right now. So yes, if you guys die, for your fax alts, if they go down, they need to get back to MTAC O. You can either gate or self-destruct. It's probably gonna be a little easier to self-destruct because you're gonna be in bubbles. Oh yeah, make sure you guys have bubbles too, eh? So if anyone disconnects, we will have you're not gonna warp off, be in trouble.
What kind of bubble do we need?
You need an anchorable bubble, largest size that character can anchor.
All of us?
Everybody. You should have like 5 of them in your cargo. So like that's the biggest one, but you need max skills for that. That's one that most likely more people will be able to use. But if all you can use is a medium, just grab a few mediums. Yeah, it requires anchoring 5 as well.
You
Is
can
that
use
not-
the syndicate one.
Oh, that's right. You can use the faction one, and they're cheap too. I forgot about that. Yep, Syndicate Mobile Large Warp Disruptor. Yeah, okay, just grab a few of those.
Copy.
Can someone link it?
Oh shit. I don't have any anchoring skills in this character.
F. Do you have any SP to burn?
I mean, technically I could use another skill extractor if I wanted. Nothing to burn though.
Alright, so who is my recon pilots in this fleet?
I am.
Just okay. Can I get you guys to X up in fleet and get the faxes to watch listing, please? Yeah, so it's very important, guys, that the Sinos stay alive at all times, at least one of them. One will be a defensive Sino, one will be a backup if that one goes down. But yeah, and generally we want to be ready to go at all times. Yeah, make sure you have those bubbles, make sure you have your fighter bay as full as you feel comfortable putting.
I'm a little bit evil.
Oh?
38 xenon inhibitors.
Jesus. Well, we don't think we have much use for Sino Hibs in this particular fight, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, at this other thing I'm going to get you guys to do, so for the super carrier pilots, I want you guys to pull your damage fighters and replace them with SS. They'll keep the anti-cap, You're going to be pulling double duty. It's going to be a little bit difficult to target manage because you're going to be targeting 2 things at once. But, because you know how you can select different fighter bays and control them separately, right? So you're going to have 2 SS loaded, and the rest are going to be anti-cap. So your anti-cap fighters, space superiority.
Oh, grams.
So grams or X-Whites, your choice. Grams most likely, because we're going to be fighting over long distances, so you're going to actually want grams.
Well, actually, since we're on the defendant side, I believe Ekites are actually better because they're going to have to move their fighters towards us, not the other way around. So for SS War, I feel like Ekites are slightly better in this scenario, but
no, grams, because we're going to be fighting over distances. So you want the SS fighters that can move quicker. So you're not going to carry any more light fighters. You're gonna leave those light fighters in station and replace them with SS, including the SS that you already have in your fighter bay. You're going to double stack SS. So when we get into the fight, your SS carriers, your SS fighters will need to go after enemy SS, and then your anti-cap fighters will be going after enemy capitals. So you need to make sure you're controlling them separately, right? Yeah, we don't really need them in this case. You can even drop those and carry even more SS if you want.
Which is actually a pretty good idea.
That was another thing that we noticed during UALX is there was basically nobody using
bombers.
No, the super carriers, the wyverns were basically useless in the entire fight. People were.
Yeah, do you want any? You want any like Amitats or anything?
Keep long range. Keep long range. It's fine. Keep your 3 long range and your 4 long range, your 4 short range.
Why were the wyvern useless?
because their fighter bay is smaller than a hell, and they don't have very good damage and speed bonuses, so it takes a long time for their fighters to get anywhere, and they get defanged very easily. All right. What do we have for subcaps right now? Do we have any dictator alts? Do we have any? We have nothing, do we? Oof.
Shatter, does it keep going to be shooting or not?
Probably not.
Okay. Can you be sure? Like, our strategy depends on that.
You're bashing a keep star.
Fair enough.
It's a silly question.
Yeah. How many times has PL told us whether or not they're going to shoot back or not?
Does give me a good idea though.
So basically, this is a bit of an oversimplification, but super carriers should have a fighter overview loaded at all times.
Yes.
What you do is, when Shatter broadcasts a primary target, you put your anti-cap fighters on that primary target, and then with your fighters overview, you go ahead and, SS war with your SS. So you're going to have your 3 heavies that are going to be doing what's being broadcast, and then you're going to have your 2 sets of SS, which are going to be going after the enemy anti-cap fighters most
We are
likely.
good to go, Shattered.
Okay. And last thing, if you haven't already yet, you guys got to make sure you have that NPSI overview ready to go.
It was our first
Can
insider
someone
when you're
link
ready.
that?
And call it.
Can someone link that in Fleet, please?
Yep.
Like an NPSI.
Are you running Zetus overview? Sun is up.
No, not in CC.
Okay, can someone link their overview in Fleet real quick? I need someone to link their overview in Fleet.
ZTAC has overview.
Any overview. Whatever overview you guys are currently using, just link it in Fleet. What? No,
we're
I
not
didn't
doing
say
anything.
anything about a Sino. I didn't say anything about a Sino. There is no Sino up. Relax.
As far as I know, we should still be docked.
Yes. I just told you guys to make sure you have a NPSI overview loaded. And stay
That's what I'm
docked
doing
out.
right now.
I hope they fix the jump animation.
I don't think it's actually supposed to look like that right now. Pretty sure that's
But-
just temporary.
But also, make sure that your fighter's overview is also set to NPSI
Yes.
as well.
With the fighter overview, as long as you have all brackets turned on, you'll actually be fine.
So you guys just asking for a drone/fighter overview?
No. So what we're saying is everybody needs to have an NPSI or not purple shoot it overview loaded. And then for super carriers, they need to also have a fighters overview that just shows enemy fighters. That is also set to NPSI as opposed to just neutral fighters.
Gotcha. Yeah, your terminology threw me. Sorry, never heard NBSI or whatever that was.
NPSI stands for
Not
not
purple
purple
shoot it.
shoot it. Yes. Which means anyone that's not in Fleet, even if they're blue. That's a standardized overview that will show you blues on your overview that are not in Fleet. Again, you want to make sure, guys, that you have effects turned on because you'll need that in order to see who's getting doomsdayed. And obviously, if you are getting doomsdayed, make sure that you're heating your hardeners, especially if you're in a fax alt. Broadcasting for reps.
Yep. Basically, there are no dreads in this fleet, so everyone broadcasts to reps. Fax is If you're being primaried, decycle and then broadcast. And once you are out of cycle, and then faxes will be able to rep you from there. Otherwise, if you're in a fax, you get doomsdayed, hit your hardeners, and hope that you survive through the DD volley. When we run DD volleys, Shattered's going to count
There's
down.
not going to
I
be.
believe.
There's not going to be any DD volleys.
Okay. Sorry.
If we had 50 Titans in this fleet, yes, we'd be doing DD volleys. We
Okay.
have 3. They don't. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
So
That's
should
the only DD volley if you have enough to actually volley an enemy capital, which we don't.
should we still focus fire our DDs?
Not initially. I'll explain it when we get in the system.
There's a chance they put their dread bomb on 0, or a non-zero chance to put their dread bomb on 0 at us. In which case, we're probably going to fit 2 bosons and then boson the dread bomb. That's if they choose to.
No, let me see the
Yeah,
caps.
no,
That's
sorry.
okay. Just let
Sorry,
me, okay.
sorry.
Are you ready to light your Sino?
Yeah, well, I'm not in position, but I'm cloaked up, you know.
Do you have a bookmark?
Yeah.
Okay.
And since there's 7 faxes in fleet, should we only have 3 of them triage initially, or are we triaging all of them?
Everyone is going in on the initial drop.
Okay.
Alright, Fear, please light your Sino. Everybody on duck. Caps still fax, still supers on duck.
Bring a bookmark.
Very important, Titans. You need to be aware of your bumps.
Let's go.
Sino landing.
Make sure you broadcast for reps. Faxes, you got to get that Sino locked up immediately.
We're going to be 256 off the furthest target. Nose up under Fear Vina.
Caps jump. All caps jump. All caps jump. Did you sign up?
Shit, forgot to actually hit the sign up button. There it is. Signer's up.
God damn, forgot fuel.
So did I. Of all things.
Make sure you stop your ship and you don't bump too far.
Watch your bumps, guys. If you start bumping hard, just reapproach the Sino. If you start bumping hard, just reapproach the Sino.
Do you want links up?
Yes, links up online, please.
Shattered, are you on grid or?
Negative, you're gonna have to call primaries. So I want Titans to free fire Doomsdays on enemy faxes. Free fire Doomsdays on enemy faxes. Supercaps, keep your fighters pulled for now. Supercaps, keep your fighters pulled for now.
Guys, make sure you have a tremor loaded. Tremor. And primary will be the Ragnarok of, not Alexis, sorry, of Ambrent will be the primary Ragnarok here. Get those SS fighters out. Make sure they keep those. Oh, fuck, I bumped barely out of range.
It's fine. What the fuck?
I bumped I bumped out of targeting range of these things. What the fuck?
How did I? Oh my god, I brought nitrogen.
Whoops.
And there's no hydrogen left on market. Fuck me.
Broadcast reps if you need them.
You want our heavy fighters out, right? Or just
I want
SS?
SS on their heavies.
No, yes, put the SS out on the heavy fighter. Put the SS on heavy fighter.
Titans free bar Doomsdays onto enemy faxes. This has already been said.
Faxes ignore that broadcast.
There's the dread bomb. 30 kilometers off.
Alright, anti-cap fighters out. Anti-cap fighters out. Fear, I need you to call dread primers.
Okay.
Still don't have fucking fuel.
Fluffy in the Phoenix is primary. Fluffy in the Phoenix is primary. Fluffy in the Phoenix is primary. He's bumping towards us. Fluffy in the Phoenix is primary.
Fighters?
SS
Yes,
fighters
and
on their
sorry,
heavies. Heavy
anti-cap
fighters.
You need to be dual managing your fighters, guys. Your anti-cap fighters are following the Dread primary. Anti-cap fighters are on.
Cast for reps if you're being primary. Primary is not Jensen, it is Fluffy. Fluffy in the Phoenix is primary. Fluffy in the Phoenix is primary. I don't need all DPS on Fluffy in the Phoenix.
Remember, if your faxes die, you need to get yourself into back into MTAC-O and trade Elo Flight in the Satoyo.
Fluffy in the Phoenix is primary, guys. Fluffy in the Phoenix is primary.
Do we fight the SS fighters too?
Your SS fighters are on enemy fighters right now.
SS fighters on enemy fighters. Your
Enemy
anti-cap
fighters
fighters.
are blue fighters,
Guys,
not purple fighters.
Quit splitting DPS. We need all DPS on Fluffy.
How the fuck are people splitting DPS? You broadcast one target.
Yes, I did. All DPS needs to be on Fluffy in the Phoenix.
Wow, good that we have. Oh.
Bernie's about to go down as well. Or, sorry, Philly's about to go down as well. All DPS on Fluffy in the Phoenix.
Your SS fighters need to be on enemy fighters.
Okay, -1 fax.
Okay. You still have your sign up though, right?
Yes, sign is still up.
Okay, then you're fine.
And I have my secondary.
Guys, Fluffy in the Phoenix is primary. How is he not going down?
Use both F1 and F3s?
Yes, obviously, yes, guys.
Shattered, who's our cash trader?
Elo Flight in the Satoyo. Elo
Thank you.
Flight in the Satoyo.
If you're in a Titan, make sure you have you swapped over to short range ammo as well.
Titan's percent is still alive, right?
Yeah. Remember to F3 again because it turns off.
God, the jump drive animation looks so cool.
Yeah, you should have Quake loaded. You should have Quake loaded Titans.
Welcome, Shattered.
Finally, I know, right?
Thank you. Shattered, call primaries, please.
Okay, what are we shooting right now?
Fluffy in the Phoenix is primary right now. He's an armor now. He's an armor now, so.
I have a stupid question. Do we... never mind. Who do we anchor on?
We don't.
No one.
Don't anchor. You're stationary. Just make sure you're not bumping, and make sure you're not controlling your fighters by mistake.
Fluffy's down.
What's cycle on Doomsdays right now?
Doomsday cycle
Why is the
25
Falcon
seconds.
still alive?
No idea. 25 seconds.
Okay, as soon as your Doomsdays are cycled, you're free firing on enemy dreadnoughts by range. All Doomsdays free fire on enemy dreadnoughts by range. Don't all fucking shoot the closest target.
Is current target Jensen?
Nobody's broadcasting. Yes, Jensen in the primary. Jensen the Negafar is primary. Doomsdays, you obviously don't need to shoot that target because he's already getting shot.
Jensen's down. Yondu is next. Yondu is next.
Call Dread primaries, please.
Yondu Quill is Yondu Quill is primary. Yondu Quill is primary. Yondu Quill is primary. After that, it'll be Nina.
Why is the Sino still fucking alive?
Like our Sino?
Shattered, Elo Flight is not in the Keepstar.
Oh, sorry. Fuck. Maggie
The one
Finch
that
is
just
primary.
dread bombed us. Come on.
Maggie Finch is primary. I thought I already hit it. My bad. There it is. Maggie Finch is dead. Go on to Nina Run.
What did you say, Alexis? Sorry, I didn't hear.
Ewa Fight's not in the Keepstar.
He's in the Satoyo.
There's no
Nina
clone
Run
bay in
is
the
primary.
Satoyo.
There you yes, because there you that's where the fax cache is in the Satoyo.
Okay.
Nina Run and the Naglfar is primary. Nina Run is primary.
Make sure we have our links up. All the faxes need to have links up, eh?
They are up.
Oh, okay.
Remember, you should be using short range ammo. Nina Run is primary. After Nina, it will be Koner. Nina is primary, but secondary is going to be Koner. Koner is now primary. CON is now primary. CON is now primary.
-1 fax.
CON is now primary.
Okay. Get the MTAC on. Yep, get back to MTAC and reship.
Do we
You'll
use
fight
the
us straight.
MWD?
Koner is primary. Koner is primary.
You mean?
Do we use micro wipe on our fighters?
Yes, yes,
Yes,
always.
okay.
You get them into the fight. You get them into the fight.
CON is primary, not cloaking. CON is primary. Why is he getting reps?
He's active fit.
Oh, okay. That's dumb.
Okay, what's our next one again?
CON, then cloaking. Koner is primary. He's in hull. Then it'll be cloaking. CON is primary. Secondary is cloaking. Cloaking is now primary. Cloaking is now primary. Cloaking will be primary, and then Max in the Rev. Cloaking in the Phoenix is primary. Max in the Rev is secondary. I've tried trade weapon window open, shattered.
Yeah, I have a lot of windows open. I'm also multi-boxing 2 supers right now. Give me a sec.
Okay, that's fine. Okay, Kluking is primary, Kluking is primary, Kluking is primary. Keep those SS fighters on the enemy Cyclopses. Okay, now Max Days is primary. Max Days in the Revelation is now primary. Max Days in the Revelation is now primary. After this Revelation goes down, Maggie Finch is going to be primary the second she lands.
Get our bubbles out, right?
Guys, bubbles out.
Can anyone drop a
It
bubble?
needs to be
Can't get-
5,000 off the keep.
Oh, we're too close to the keep? Okay, yeah, I don't know that.
Okay. Max Days in the Revelation is primary right now.
About to go down. Okay, Doomsday should be cycled, guys. We're gonna go for
Sandrin? Question mark or
yeah, let's get all anti-cap fighters start burning for the enemy soup. Start moving towards enemy soup.
Slot to Tremor, slot to Tremor.
Props on. First primary is gonna be Triumvirate in the Ragnarok. Triumvirate in the Ragnarok.
Watch for Maggie
Make
Finch Sino.
It's fine. I mean, kill it, obviously, because it's like
Yeah,
right
just
here.
blab it.
Just shoot the sign.
It's not up yet.
She's on.
but-
He's on tether right now. She's on tether right now.
Yep.
Start moving your supers down. Don't shoot your fighter. Why does someone have smart bombs on?
So we're shooting a Titan now?
Yep, you're shooting that Ragnarok.
Remember, the Sino of Fear Van is still up. If you are reshipping an FX, make sure you go ahead and
Sino
jump
is
to that
targetable?
Sino.
Falcon is targetable?
Shoot the
Kill
Falcon.
Maggie
Blap the
Finch.
Falcon. Blap the Falcon. Titans, kill the Falcon. your fighters moving, guys. Keep your fighters moving. Keep your fighters moving towards that Titan. Keep your fighters moving towards Triumvirate and the Titan.
Maggie Finch and the Falcon.
Kill Maggie Finch, guys. Kill Maggie Finch.
There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Jensen.
Okay. Fighters moving, guys. Keep your fighters moving.
Titans only. Titans only. Swap to short range ammo and kill Jensen. Titans only. Swap to short range ammo and kill Jensen. Titans only. Swap to short range ammo and kill Jensen.
Anti-cap fighters and Triumvirate. Anti-cap fighters and Triumvirate. Watch the SS fight, guys. Make sure your SS fighters are there covering your fighters.
Titans only. Be primarying be primarying Jensen. Titans only. Swap to short range ammo. Primary Jensen. Once again, the Sino is still up, so if you're in effects and reshipping, come to Fearvina as soon as you can.
I'm getting mine a little bit close.
Get primared, make sure to broadcast for reps.
Yeah, we haven't had one broadcast.
Yeah, and that wasn't ignored, that one. Because you can't dock it up, it's cloaked. I just needed to make sure the broadcast window worked.
Okay, remember, anti-cap fighters are going to be on Triumvirate. All Dreads, or not Dreads, Titans only on Jensen. Titans only on Jensen. After Jensen, it's going to be Nina. For Jensen, it will be Nina. This is for Titans only. Make sure you have short range ammo loaded. It'll be Jensen, then Nina.
Who are they shooting?
I don't know.
I mean, I have 2 Titans shooting at me now and a Dread. And 2 Dread.
Shatter, we need that Sino.
Oh, what? Oh, sorry. That's why. That's why Triumvirate's dying, because I haven't brought in their reinforced effects.
Okay. Nina and the Ren is primary. Nina
Free
and
fire
the
all
Naglfar.
free fire all Doomsdays on Triumvirate and the Rag. Free fire all Doomsdays and Triumvirate. Broadcast
50 seconds on Doomsday. 50 seconds on Doomsday.
Oh wait, we're still waiting on Doomsdays? We're on
Yeah,
Triumvirate?
because we just fired on Triumvirate. Nina is primary for Titans with your guns. Once your Doomsdays are out, fire your Doomsday on Triumvirate.
Lift on grid.
Titans, I need your gun damage on Nina, Ren, and the Naglfar. And Doomsday's free fire on Triumvirate. Anti-cap fighters on Triumvirate. Titan guns on Nina. Doomsday's on Triumvirate.
Are they going for you again, Phil?
If your SS fighters go down. If your SS fighters go down, guys, you can drop new ones. There is anti-cap fighters on us right now.
Shooting them right now.
But our priority should be getting DPS on that Ragnarok right now, because he is breaking. I'm not seeing any fighters from them, so we can probably start recalling SS. Actually, keep them forward. Just add DPS.
Is your Keepstar tune in fleet?
No, he's not.
Can you do that?
He's just yeah, I can. Why?
We see the fighters of him as blue, so I think we're shooting.
No, our fighters aren't out right now. The Keepstar fighters aren't out right now.
Okay. Just saying. Okay, will we?
Unless
Titans, once this dread goes down, go ahead and swap to the Phoenix of Yondu. Titans
Make
only.
sure that the center don't die.
Kill the lift first. Kill the fax first.
That's right. Titans, go ahead and once this dies, reload to Tremor and kill the fax.
I'm assuming we're holding, right?
No one's broadcasting even.
Yeah, I can't.
I
figure
just
out
lost my facts due to Doomsday.
Okay. Reload to Tremor and kill this Lift. Reload to Tremor, kill this Lift.
They're warping out.
What lift?
Triumvirate, the Lift of Gel. The Lift of Gel. Reload to Tremor, kill the Lift of Gel.
New primary for anti-cap fighters.
Same Lift. Same Lift.
Same lift, yep.
I have a really weird thing. I don't have broadcast buttons at the bottom of my fleet finder.
Click the two arrows to the right.
Yeah.
Well, Maggie Finch is about to light a Sino. Maggie Finch is about to light a Sino. Watch for that.
I have more dreads coming in, guys.
Okay. Reload short range ammo. Reload short range ammo. Reload short range ammo.
Yondu in the Phoenix.
Yondu in the Phoenix.
Yondu in the Phoenix.
Reload
Target
quick.
for anti-cap fighters.
Watch for Maggie Finch.
There's another minnow back there we can shoot. Actually, let's go for this super carrier. No, let's go for. Ooh, I don't want to go for the headshot. Let's go for this super carrier.
Alexis Enemy
no,
is
sorry,
not the headshot.
Alexis
Maggie.
Finch. They're right. Alexis Finch. Alexis Finch in the Ragnarok.
Or you could have shot the minnow. Whatever.
Yeah, she's out of range anyways. She's not going to get reps from it.
Okay.
If you need to recall your anti-cap fighters to replenish the torps, do it. That's fine.
Have facts when you have the time.
Okay, watch for the sign up from Maggie Finch, but for now, just once Yondu Cool goes down, reload to long range ammo. Doomsday cycles should be coming back up. Doomsday cycles should be coming back up. So swap over to Tremor. Swap to Tremor. Swap to Tremor. And free fire Doomsday on Alexis Finch. Maggie Finch has Sino up. Maggie Finch has Sino up. Swap to short range ammo and go for Maggie Finch. Swap to short range ammo, go for Maggie Finch.
Don't need to swap to short range ammo, just blap it.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
subcap, you'll volley it no matter you as soon as you apply.
Okay, but short range ammo for the dreads. So
yeah, sorry, yeah, you're right. Short range ammo for the dreads.
But the faster you prep that
Jensen and the Naglfar is going to be primary. Swap to
Franny.
short range ammo. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, Franny's in a good spot for a boson if you ever.
I can refit to a boson. That's fine. Jensen is primary. Jensen's primary.
If they try that again, I do really want to boson them if she fucking dread bombs the third time.
I'll refit my Doomsday once it's decycled.
Who's Doomsday target?
Alexis Finch is Doomsday. Jensen is the primary for guns with short range ammo. Long range fighters, Doomsdays, or fighters and Doomsdays on Alexis. Short range guns on Jensen with short range ammo.
Hey Ben, yes, but you should be
So
in one of the
something you
fleets,
guys are
so
probably noticing
your
right now
people shouldn't
is that
be shooting you because you're in
Supercap
fleet.
fights can be extremely one-sided. Once you start winning the fight, you typically keep winning the fight.
Okay, Lucas is now primary. Lucas is now primary. Lucas is now primary. Lucas is now primary. Lucas and the Phoenix is now primary.
Are you out of faxes?
Oh, sorry. If you're not getting a fax, if you have a trade window open with Eagle Flight, you're not getting a fax, just shout. Is anyone broadcasting props right now?
We had a fax broadcast and die like 4 minutes ago.
That's fine. Just keep on the dreads, guys.
Lucas
Yeah,
is primary.
Once this last dread bomb is dead, I'm gonna get you to refit to a bosun because they keep coming in from behind. So you're in a good spot right there to actually nail them.
Yeah, no, I got a
shield.
minute and 30
Hector needs
seconds
shield.
left, so I can go in.
So again,
Philly, Hector needs shield.
Prepping.
Philly needs to broadcast.
No, Captain Hector. He's broadcast. Captain Hector needs shield.
Woohoo! That's a bounce. Don't go into triage.
Once again, Lucas is primary.
You think I can sick tank this?
Going that speed, hell yeah. Anything's possible.
Bomb.
Another trick that I actually recently started doing is
Captain
I put
Hector, you're free to resiege. Captain Hector, resiege, please. Captain Hector,
my-
resiege, please.
Copy, resieged.
put my fighter bay behind my overview. I find that that's a good place to put it so you can actually reload your fighters on the fly.
You need to accept the trade, please.
Lucas is primary. Lucas and the Phoenix is primary. We're about to break him. They reshipped the fucking active Phoenixes. Holy fuck.
Exactly, Ben. Third
So annoying.
partying is
makes sense.
just not a thing in CC.
As soon as you guys are refueled, you got to get your fighters back in the fight, back on Alexis Finch and the Reg. And everyone's going to refit, go back, stay on target at Doomsday, except for Fear. You're going to refit to Franny to Bosun. Bosun them next time they try that.
Refitting now.
Mag is coming in.
You on aggression or are you aggressing?
Cannot refit in space due to active weapons timer.
Yeah, because you have aggression. You got to run your aggression timer up first.
Okay, that's fine. Lucas is currently primary. Lucas is primary. Once Lucas goes down, it will be. Once Lucas goes down, it'll be Kluking. Once Lucas is down, it'll be Kluking. But Lucas is currently primary. Targeted Doomsdays, feel free to volley on Alexis Finch. Okay, Kluking is now primary. CLOO. Actually, correction, it is. Yeah, it's Kluking. Kluking is primary. Kluking in the Phoenix is primary.
Yeah, Ben, we're killing actually a Titan right now, as you can see. So you're just not a priority, considering we can just defang you every time you come near, or fighters come near us. So it's not really a problem. As you can see, my fighter tab is actually like empty right now. So every fighter's dead. So
That dredge just warped to us.
Okay, I have Boson fitted. Do you want me to try to Boson them now?
If you have a good shot, the guys just got to pull your fighters. Pull your
Pull
fighters,
pull fighters.
Pull fighters in. Just watch that fax of Philly. Just you should be able to actually. How far are you from me? Are you drifting? Oh no, you're in a good spot. How far off them are you?
I am 23 off the furthest one. I am in a very
you're
good spot.
perfect.
All
You're
fighters
perfect.
need
As
to
long
be
as you-
recalled now.
Yeah, they're good. You're good. Pulls in one ready.
Okay, just making sure I got this the right lineup. That was a bit low.
Oh,
well.
it's good. It's good. You might hit Philly, but
And Philly's gonna go down anyway, so.
nice.
How long till end of siege on Philly?
Philly's got 1 minute,
Cooking.
39 seconds. I'm
Stay
gonna
on.
be in my own boson here. Stand, Kluking.
Koner is a structure as well.
Yeah, there's my
That was a nice bosun. Very good. Here.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I missed Fluffy because it's a bit low, but Kluking first and then Koner. Actually, swap to Koner because he's in a nag.
Did you run out of ozone?
Boson
Corners.
doesn't take forever. Koner is currently primary.
I'll apply to my Sino so we can get in again.
I should probably relight my Sino, shouldn't I?
Make sure you're supers. Make sure your anti-cav fighters are still
I've
focusing on
landed my
Alexis
super here.
Finch.
Oh, I
Targeting
literally am
Doomsday.
out of ozone.
Yeah, because you never shut down, you never died.
Okay.
Should we just get some more ozone?
Kluking is primary. Kluking is primary.
Oh, there's Titan just bumped super bad.
Apply. Kluking is primary. Kluking is primary. After Kluking, it'll be Fluffy. After Kluking, it'll be Fluffy. To Fluffy in the Phoenix. To Fluffy in the Phoenix. Fluffy in the Phoenix is primary.
Hector needs reps, 5 seconds.
Roger that.
Guess.
Triage down, triage down.
Yep.
I think the Titan we were shooting just swapped off.
Oh, right. Yep, totally. Okay, they're trying to run away. We can't have that, can we? Let's go for the.
Hector.
Let's go for the.
Actually, you think is 158 off me? We're
Yeah,
almost
but
in
he's
burst
bounced.
project range.
He's bounced.
He's
Still drifting.
bouncing
He's
closer.
drifting. He's drifting.
bouncing. Okay.
He's coming towards us. He comes
So-
in range of us. Yeah.
Yeah, we just burst project him, and then he'll be
Someone
stuck.
just doomsdayed him, or was that him doomsdaying us?
Perhaps.
Oh well, yeah. Let's switch to you think in the rag, guys. For Titans and Doomsdays.
No, Titans are still on Fluffy.
Sorry, not Titans. First Supercap fight.
Yeah, Titans are still on Fluffy. He's about to go down. After Fluffy, it'll be Max. After Fluffy, it'll be Max.
Are we allowed to dock and repair our structure?
Not really.
You'll have
Because
to bend back to us.
you'd be way too far off.
Shatter, we need another right on air alert.
Yep, stand
by. Naya, are you gonna do your Sino?
It's still running.
Okay.
Aaron Avert's still signed, still lit.
Thanks.
Okay.
No, you just bounced.
Oh,
I've literally been sitting here with my Sino this entire fight.
Okay. Okay, Max is now primary. Max is now primary. Max is now primary. Shatter, that was my first ever time firing a boson.
How was it?
Well, because I've never flown a rack before.
Yeah, fair. Oh, no, yeah.
Well, someone flew up.
Once Max Days is over, once Max Days is dead, Titans go ahead and swap to long range ammo and hit onto the primaries. You think's in burst project range. Do we want to try to hit him with burst projectors?
Hang on a sec. I need to doomsday these dreads that try to drop behind the keep.
Wait,
That's
what?
illegal. That's
That
illegal.
is illegal. They're also out of range.
Can't do that. No, they're in range of the fucking.
There's a
keep star.
saber coming in.
Sand been stone.
Why bubbling us though?
You think warped off? What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, he bounced. He didn't have triage it. It made sense. Okay, get your super fighters. Okay, start killing. Okay, we're gonna go after super carriers, guys. Clacking is gonna be primary. Anti-cap fighters towards clacking.
Spill the first letters.
Anti-cap fighters towards clacking, guys.
What are Titans shooting?
It's follow primaries.
Follow primary. Go reload long range guns, guys. Reload.
Tremor.
Yep, and start following subcap. Or start following fighter primary.
Shatter, you need to
Doomsdays are
accept the
cycled?
thing. You
I
need to.
fucking hate that. Ugh.
Yeah, it's dumb.
TP, what the fuck?
I'm surprised the Sino survived.
They haven't been shooting our Sinos at all.
No, not that one. Maggie's.
Yeah, I don't know how it lived the doomsday.
That was what, 2 dreads and a falcon?
God damn it.
Wait, did you lance
Oh
Maggie?
God, I just got doomsday. I just doomsdayed my fucking minnow.
Nice. Another minnow's jumping in now.
See, I'm clacking in. I think we can break him.
We might want to kill Koner's triage. Or
How many faxes do they have right now?
They have 3 right now. Koner's the closest.
Yeah, okay.
And
Clear
Doomsday
off,
cycles
clear,
are.
Yeah, clear off Koner. Okay, Doomsday Koner. All Doomsdays on Koner. And then guns on Koner to take him off the field. Fighters are close too. We can blap their faxes out the field and get back in the fight real quick.
Koner, then Andromeda, then Alexis Emia. Koner, then Andromeda, then Alexis Emia. Andromeda is primary. Andromeda is now primary.
At this point, if we had bubbles, if we had Dictor ults right now, they would be getting the fucking enemy supers bubbled, because once we had killed their fax, it's free fire. Are they getting SS back out? They are too.
Andromeda's primary. Andromeda's primary.
Shout it out to bounce in like 5 minutes.
That's fine. You're good.
Where do I go for that? Just don't go.
You just duck up in the keepster. Yeah. Egress duck up in the keepster.
Who is the primary? Spell the first
Andromeda.
letters.
Andromeda and the
A-N-D.
Minokawa in this primary.
This broadcast.
Make sure your SS fighters are still moving, keeping enemy SS down.
Ooh, 2 titans shooting at me.
Why are they signing dreads 300 kilometers off?
You're pausing the timer.
Oh, fuck. Huh. Lances don't reach that far out, do they?
Not across Keepstar, no.
I can burn attack. Oh.
Totally combat probes.
Wait. Shattered. If I can burn and they literally have a wreck like right there, and I'm not bubbled. If I warp to that wreck at 10, I can just insta-blap them. Can I do that?
What do you mean? Like with a boson?
Yeah,
okay,
with the boson.
At this point, Titans de-aggress. Titans de-aggress, start fitting short-range guns.
Okay.
Titans to de-aggress, start fitting short-range guns. Short-range guns and bosons. Make sure you're within range, you can refit off each other. So Franny, I'm just going to start approaching you.
Okay.
Make sure your SS is moving, guys. Make sure your SS is keeping theirs.
Actually, didn't know that bad.
Anti-cap fighter should be on Andromeda, by the way. It's just the Ragnaroks who are de-aggressing right now.
Yeah, refit the anti-cap. And then we're going to be going in shortly. Make sure we don't leave your fighters out close to us, because we're going to start bombing these bubbles off us pretty soon. Yeah, as soon as you're de-aggressed, guys, start pulling your anti-cap guns off. Get your short-range anti-cap guns on, your 2500s.
Okay, Alexis Emmy is now primary for supers.
Phil, drop your reps.
Yeah, no problem.
Shouldn't they be like warping?
He's probably re-siege Naya.
No.
But didn't you tell me to drop your reps?
Mm-hmm.
But why?
Because you're
gonna
cap starting yourself.
Yeah, but I'm fine for cap. I'm chewing my cap up just fine. Or I'm chewing through cap boosters just fine.
The heck's shooting me? I was a fucking neutral carrier shooting my Sino.
We're going for Sama now.
Reps on the Falcon, please.
I'm in a Falcon.
On my Falcon, which is the enemy. Saw an inside. Okay.
That reminds me, I actually have
Start
red light
aligning. Faxes triage red. Faxes go red. Faxes go red. Start aligning to them, guys. Start aligning to them.
Like everyone?
Even the
Everyone. All carriers, all supers, all titans. Start aligning to them. Titans, you should be refit for anti-cap at this point.
Are we aligning to the dreads, correct?
You're aligning to the enemy. No, you're aligning to the enemy supercap fleet.
Okay.
Just click anything in a line.
Just align toward.
Just find a Titan. that
Some
is
of us
blue
are in
and
bubbles,
approach
by
it.
the way.
That's fine. We're all in bubbles. I just need you guys aligning right now, okay? I just need you guys aligning. Just align to them. Caps, Titans, you're refitting short range gun.
Oh boy, let's go.
Fear, I need your Sino red lit.
I'm right-clicking my sign up.
That's right, you still have one ready, don't you?
Yeah, my Sino's still here. I just need ozone. I'm gonna actually go back to grab it.
Yeah, I have my sign and I'm red-lit now.
It's fine. Stay aligned to them.
2.5 minutes.
Just aligning them, guys.
Do you have a specific target you want to align?
You're just aligning to the enemy supercaps right now.
Shouldn't fighters be warping if they are above like 300k?
Yes. They're not, are they?
No.
They
I noticed
don't.
that. I noticed that.
I lost a whole squad to this bug.
And they haven't been warping the whole time for me.
Okay, we need to. I need carriers to recall Godromi Siren and start killing sabers. Godromi Siren, start killing sabers. Once your fighters are in.
Mimash
told us to download
just.
them.
If you have them, I told you guys to keep anti-cap, subcap fighters out. Do you still have them?
Mimash just warped to us at 0.
Oh, okay. Kill Minash. Doomsday's on Minash. Everyone kill Minash now. Kill Minash now.
We refit to Boson.
No, you didn't. I told you to refit short range guns. I didn't say refit Boson.
Oh. Well, no, I'm refit to Boson. That's
You're
right.
refit to Boson. That's fine, yeah. Targeted Doomsdays.
Yeah.
I'll hold on that one.
If you want, I can just kill these dreads on my own by warping back to them.
No, I don't.
Okay. Sorry, that was a dumb idea.
I can also just Doomsday them, but I need to fucking.
Did he just
Yeah.
dock?
Yeah.
Did he just tether?
No, he does.
Tether and dock. He
Oh,
probably
he
had to
tethered.
build.
Yes, he tethered.
Okay, recall fighters, guys. Recall fighters. Recall fighters. Stay aligned to them. Make sure you're aligning to the enemy supers. Clacking clack in the hell is going to be your align. And I need you guys getting subcap fighters out, and you're going to start blapping sabers as soon as they come on the grid. Start blapping sabers.
How do I refit cap modules?
So you
Right
need to
click
be
on the
within
nearest cap.
So you need to be within 2,500 of an enemy or of a friendly in fleet, a friendly cap in fleet, and then you'll be able to just refit off.
The problem is I cannot drag the module out of my of my mid slots because it is bigger than my cargo space.
You're putting them in your fleet hangar. You should have space.
Oh.
I was settled
Drag
down. I was settled down. Still alive.
Hey, bubbles are down.
Okay, warp now, warp to clacking. You're gonna warp to, hang on, stand by. You're gonna warp to the wreck of the fax that's right beside. I'm gonna broadcast it. That target. Warp to
At
that
what
target.
range?
0. Supers, make sure your NSAs are down.
Yes, NSA is up.
That's fine, just warp as soon as you can.
Saber's warping in.
Okay, okay. Flap the saber.
Shattered our boson screen, or can I boson them?
Yes. You can boson
Cool
whatever
bean.
you can hit. Hold the align, guys that missed the warp. You're gonna hold the align. A lot of you got into warp, but some of you didn't. That's
A fax made it.
all the Titans made it up except for one.
Is there any oh god.
Just stay aligned.
Oh god, that Titan.
What is it doing?
Smart bomb.
Oh,
Yeah, and now they're waterboarding us up here.
he's doing the con
That's
thing.
okay. The supers that miss the warp, you guys need to unload your anti-cap fighters. Back to your targeted fighters. What are we shooting right now? I don't even know what you guys are shooting.
Right now, we're gonna swap to this lift because it's right there. GAH and the lift will be our primary.
Okay.
And I'm getting ready to like Sino at 0 on you guys.
Okay. Yep, and you guys at this point should have short range ammo loaded and you're just shooting whatever's closest.
The lift of GAH is primary, guys. That lift.
Ah, god damn it.
Saber still.
Yeah, I just put up a bubble. That was in my line.
I'm slowly killing Sandman. Oh, there, bubbles down. I can warp. Fuck everything, everything's having stuck in line with that other one, but that's fine.
That's a stop bubble.
And bins about down.
I killed it.
Lift's almost down. Lift's almost down. After the lift, it'll be this Nidhogger. After the lift, it'll be the Nidhogger of Yasts. After the lift, it'll be the Nidhogger. After the lift, it'll be the Nidhogger.
Do we conserve fighters or just kill to
Nidhogger.
the end?
YTH is primary. YTH is primary in the Nidhogger. YTH and the Nidhogger is primary. We'll get them super quick. After Y2,
The
after
is targeting
YTH,
Sandy.
that's fine.
Need a trade.
YTH is primary. YTH is primary. After YTH, it'll be clacking. There's clacking in the super. Clacking in the super is primary. Clacking in the super is primary.
We can kill Titans at this point.
Hector needs shield if you can manage.
Can we get a fresh sign up for more facts?
It's coming.
I'm just thinking because of like pure
Sino
buffer.
up on Russ.
Who needs shield?
Hector, Captain Hector needs shield. Broadcast it.
Bomb.
If you have bubble, launch them here.
Yep. If you have a burst project bubble, just launch it right on top of us. Or
Or if
right
you
on
have
top
them
of
in
them.
your fleet hangar.
Yep.
Don't smart bomb, guys. They're trying to smart bomb to get away from us. You can line your reverse projector so they can't get away. Do it. Oh, and if you have anchored large bubble, drop those now.
And fax lock them up and rip them.
Who needed can you rebroadcast who need rep?
Captain Hack.
We cannot launch bubble near any wreck.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I take also hull and armor bots if you have them. Thanks for saving.
Rip. Titans
You're
are away.
welcome.
I mean, they didn't even try to black my sign.
Need a trade from Hilo Flight.
Are they really all leaving? What the hell?
Yeah.
This is what we won. We very much won the fight. Clacking.
We can still kill you, thing.
Come on.
Okay, we can't kill you.
This is how it happens, guys. This is how Supercap fights end. One side has a crushing defeat and has to leave grid. It's never.
Well,
not really
actually,
ever any
they're warping all the way to
dreads.
their dreads. They're moving grid essentially.
Yeah, that's a terrible. Now they're in range of the super heavy torps of the. Kill clacking, and then we're going to be aligning back to the Keepstar. Can you think? I think they give me a warp in.
If I can get a warp in,
Low.
like
Where did you warp? Did you warp to them or did you warp to? Warp to them. Okay. Does Maggie Finch have a Sino up right now? Yeah, align to Maggie Finch in the Falcon. Align to align to the enemy supers. Align to the enemy supers.
Now that's fun.
We're kind of
remember
like
to
super
decycle
wedged together
anything.
right now.
That's fine. It's what we've done right now is we've basically broken the physics. Okay, I need you guys to clear the light fighters, get these bubbles, get these sabers bubble. Fuck up these sabers, please.
NSA on?
Yep, NSA's on one cycle. Just to lock the saber.
Don't smart bomb.
I need to get some new fighters.
Oof.
Saber
All right, pull fighters. Pull fighters. Stay aligned to them. If you're in range of that bubble, start bubbling. Start smart bomb. Recall fighters. Don't fucking smart bomb with the enemy fighters here. Just friendly fighters. Sorry.
Might as well go if my Falcon just one rep cycle. Wow, my Falcon is actually just outside of the bubbles.
Oh man. Bring on point defense.
Shatter, let me know when I can warp my
You
Shatter,
can turn
need
off your
effects.
smart bombs now. We're not in range.
My son is dead. Sorry.
Let me
Can
know
you
when
give me
I
a new
can
one?
warp my Falcon to the.
We have one in position.
Oh, bubbles down.
Oh, sorry. Yep. Okay, make sure. Okay, I want all Titans now to refit the boson. Every Titan should be on deaggressing, refitting the boson.
That means stop your smart bomb, stop your links.
Oops.
Shatter, I'm gonna try to get you a
stop
warp in.
shooting.
Yeah. That's my smart bomb. I didn't really realize I had it
I
on.
just got
Everyone at this time should be aligning to the enemy supers. Should have bosons on, should have...
Shattered. I've warping right on
What?
the dreads.
Hang on, not the dreads, the supers.
Ah, fuck. Okay.
Bye.
Okay, so everyone should have boson fit now?
Still waiting on weapons timers.
Okay, yep, that's fine. What's your aggression?
20 seconds now.
Alright, reload guns, guys. Make sure you're ready for another fight. We're going to be going in shortly.
They're jumping out.
They're jumping out?
Yeah, it seems like it.
Yeah.
Did we win?
Alright, yeah, Fear, get me a weapon on... Actually, no, there's a wreck right here. I can't
I'm switched now.
broadcast that wreck next to the,
Yeah, 1 second.
Bumbling.
There it is. This broadcast.
Alright, warp to that, guys. Everyone warp to that.
At 0?
I can
Yep.
broadcast again.
Hold on.
Just warp to us. And... fucking free fire on all remaining dreads. At this point, we can boson these guys. If you guys want.
Hell yeah.
Although not in the best spot for it because they're all spread out. Pick one and boson it. Take your pick. I've got
Conair.
Conair. Okay, I've got Jensen. No, I've got Yondu. I might catch some of you in this, but we'll see. Hopefully not.
I'm gonna boson Jensen. And you definitely caught me.
I can need shield. Oh boy, are we being boson by ourselves?
Yep, we are.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Thanks a lot.
Heat your hardness. Heat your hardness.
F.
Heat your hardness.
Heating hardiness.
Oh, I'm dead. I didn't even have iron zone. We killed them though. That's the important part. Oh man, that AoE nude is nasty.
Yeah, it is.
You feel that?
Yeah.
Hence me losing my my carrier to boson of the friendly variety.
Alright.
Repair overheat.
Oh, hello. Warp back to me now. They're getting cheeky.
Who's me?
Me, shattered. Warp to shatter now. They're about to dread bomb me.
Oh.
Warp to W's now.
I'm in the process of it. There it is.
Watch out, bubbles.
It's a good chance they're gonna bubble.
Can I
us.
get a sign? Can I get a signo up on me for triage?
Sadly, I lighted mine on the opposite side up here.
Why did? Oh my god! Why'd you light there? Don't. Fuck.
Mine's not in the right place,
Can I?
but
Oh my fucking god! Fine, my guy just got potted.
wait, smart bomb this bubble off. Recall fighters, smart bomb the bubble off.
Recalling fighters.
Everyone, smart bombs on. Smart bombs on. Smart bombs on. Warp now. Warp now. Warp now. Warp now to W's. Warp to W's. Warp now. Warp to shattered armor now. Kill Sandrin. Kill Sandrin in the saber, please. Kill Sandrin.
What's priming me once we're on you?
I'm gonna start by shooting. Naglfar of... Oh, geez. Sorry, they're all in Phoenixes. Just shoot the Phoenix of Lucas in the is the first primer.
There's one
Kill
red.
Alice if you can.
Warp if you can, guys. Keep smart bombing. I need this light fighters out, killing these sabers. Light fighters out, killing these sabers. I need a fresh Sino. Burning for the fucking fear. Where's your Sino?
It's
Get your Sino
in
into
MO.
system. Get your Sino back into system.
Fuck, I forgot to refuel it. Hold on.
It's fine. Just get him moving. Oh, repaired.
Yeah, there it is.
Guys, stop smart bombing. We're not in range of the bubble.
Doesn't matter. Aggression doesn't matter. Just get into warp as soon as you can, guys. This is why we need to ask for goalkeepers in this fleet, because this allows us to actually maneuver supers effectively, but we can't really.
The firecatcher is back. Stop smart bombing. I can launch. I cannot launch.
Stop. Okay, smart bombs off, guys.
It says...
Smart bombs off, smart bombs off, smart bombs off. Fighters out, kill the saber. Fighters out, all fighters out, all fighters out, kill the all fighters out, kill the saber.
No smart bombing.
Smart bombs off. Listen, smart bombs off now. All smart bombs need to be off. I don't care where you get your smart bombs off. Okay, can you get your NSA off? Emra, and align back to the friendlies. Can
Yes,
you get your
I can.
NSAs off? Okay, let me know when your NSA's down, because they're not pointing me now. I can just warp off.
Oh shit, we're warping to you. Fuck.
Can you cancel your warp?
I meant to say just warp to Shattered.
Can you
and
cancel?
I hit,
Can you cancel your warp?
I hit the wrong kind of warp,
it's
Shattered.
fine.
He said no.
It's fine. Okay, it's fine.
Saber's down.
We're already in warp. Okay, everyone warp now. Everyone warp now.
I hit the wrong kind of warp. I'm
Warp
sorry.
to who?
Warp to Shattered Armor. Shattered Armor name and fleet.
And stop smart bombing, damn it.
Scott, turn your fucking smart bombs off. Who still has smart bombs? Come on, guys. You don't need smart bombs on right now. Oh, that drag was so bad. That's fine.
We might be winning, but they're out bubbling our asses.
Yeah, because
we don't have a single dicta.
That's why they have 2 sabers. We have 0. If we had bubbles, this would be hilarious, but we don't. So. Okay, I want Titans approaching those enemy dreads. Titans just approach the dreads.
Who is still smart bombing my...
Who? Nobody's smart bombing right now. I don't see any smart bombs running. There's fighters out. They have fighters out, killing our fighters. But that's it.
No, it's simultaneous damage is smart bomb.
So then it'll show red. Whoever's smart bombing will have a red thing on them. I need some fucking triage. We really need to get a fax on field.
Yeah, I'm in the process of pulling my Sino over.
Yep, I'm putting my Sino to you now.
Who needs fax? You Shattered?
Yes.
Okay.
This Phoenix is primary for now. Actually, hold on. Recall your fighters. I'm about to boson these fucks.
Pull fighters.
Pull fighters. I'm about, I have a perfect boson lined up.
Okay, pull fighters, guys. Recall your fighters. Recall
Pull
fighters. Recall
fighters.
fighters. Shift R. Shift R. Shift R. Pull fighters. Pull fighters. Pull fighters.
Sun up and Ras.
Yep.
Oh fuck, that's in...
Guns on Ras.
I know.
Guns on Ras. Guns on Ras. Oh, that's friendly.
Yeah,
that's fine. That's fine. Bring the triage in.
Okay, I'm gonna try to narrowly avoid you with this boson. Should be good.
I have healed my hardness.
Okay.
Oh, you're so gonna hit him with that boson.
Yeah, I have healed my hardness.
To me, it looked like the cone wasn't gonna... it's barely there. My bad.
Well, he's also in a cruiser, which bosons don't really apply to them anymore. Okay. Supers apply to the... supers align to the foul. Sorry, align to the enemy dreads. As soon as you're in range, just free boson.
And now that cute little thing isn't dying.
The dreads are warping out.
Should we bubble them?
Yes. Oh, I can't because I'm muted because somebody just launched a bozo next to me.
I'm sorry.
Why?
Warp disruption burst.
Got no capital.
You got them both. That's good. All right, send them home. All right, Alex, I think we can call it.
Yep, that's what we're doing. We're just extracting.
Well, I didn't say anything about that.
That's what we're doing.
Are you though?
Yeah.
Oh man, that Phoenix is going down fast.
Yep.
All right, guys. So deaggress, pull fighters, bubbles down. If you're in a bubble, just shoot the bubble. And then once you're deaggress, go ahead and warp to the keep star in JTech G.
All my hardness is burnt out on the Falcon.
I'm so sorry about that. I thought it was barely to your left, but turns out it just clicked you.
See, I didn't even have to heat.
Okay.
I just switched away from it and left it alone.
Okay.
Because at the time when your boson ran off, my fax was on grid to rev it.
Okay.
Up success.
So, Shadow, you make a battle report for this?
Can you do battle reports on TQ?
On
wish.
CC? Nope. I wish.
Be nice. I will get you an Outsino, guys. Oh, is already one up? No, that's the Alexis's. I'll get you an Outsino.
I can get one. Hold on.
Thanks.
Just docked my son up in JGamp. I'll undock it and put it in.
Alright, now we're done.
Up success, guys.
It was really cool.
Sweet.
I've been wanting to do actual Supercap training with us for a long time, so that was nice.
And we should
How
be
was
doing.
it?
We should do more of this because that way, like, experience.
Gets more people interested.
Yeah.
But also, like, just getting people experience as far as like seeing is concerned.
That was fun, guys.
Yeah, no, because it was
And fighter management.
Yeah.
Fighter management.
Fighter management.
That's a very difficult thing to do. To get good at actual SS battles takes a lot of practice.
Yeah, I'm now out of like
No
my
shit.
super is almost out of fighters.
Where are you guys jumping to?
Don't jump yet. I'm in the process of.
It's a graphical bug. It's the warp
moving a
animation and the
Sino.
jump animation are getting crossed with each other right now in CC.
Ah,
It's
gotcha.
something to do with the new effects. No one's actually jumping though. It's.
I'm just like having the jump particle play on my super over and over on my screen.
Yeah, that's because someone somewhere in system is jumping on grid. Probably
so weird.
Alex's fleet.
Guys,
Alexis.
if you dock and use move me, you can go back to MO.
Yeah, or I'll just let you assign them. One or the other.
I'm in the process of lighting Sino. Give
Are you about to
1
light?
second. Yeah, I'm about to light.
Or you can just gate back. The gate effects, the jump effects actually look really cool now. And
Oh, yes.
There's subtle differences between like taking a gate and using a jump drive that you can notice if you pay attention to it.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
I have 200 ozone left in my Falcon and I have perfect sonar skills.
Look at that fucking battlefield. That is awesome. All like just dreads and titans and faxes.
I don't think any Titans died. There was a single super that died.
No. We killed one titan right at the start there. Remember?
I don't remember killing the Titan. I remember him warping off.
Did he warp off? I thought we killed him.
I think all the Titans.
He was about to
warped off.
die. He was about
Yeah,
to
that's
die.
true. We almost killed a Titan, but we killed a super and like a fuck ton of dreads and a fuck ton of faxes and a carrier.
I went through half the fax cache, which is not bad considering I was handing it out to both sides.
Okay, Sino's about to go up under Fear Vina. As soon as I slow down.
I'm still aggressed due to putting up a burst projector.
Oh yeah.
Sino's up under Fear Vina.
And I will have aggression for like 2 minutes more. It gives a
fine.
long time of aggression.
I just realized that wasn't a jump cap. Hold up.
Like a nice animation, the jump thing.
Will there be something
Isn't it cool?
else now?
Oh yes, yes, it is.
It looks so good.
Oh, my ego just crashed. Lol.
Will there be something else, or can I hand over the stream to Jinx again?
Nope, yeah, we're done for now. I'm gonna do an AAR with the guys here, which I don't know if you actually want to include that, but
I probably want to include that actually.
okay.
Oh yeah.
Yep, it won't take long. Alright, so I'll head down to the other comms. Yes. To Foxtrot with Tackle.
Request.
Yep.
And you have it highlighted.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello.
Is there
Hey,
a way
guys.
to store the fuel bay content in the fitting, like what I'm storing in the fuel bay?
There's no way to do that.
Okay.
No.
How did you find that? How'd you guys find that?
I'm very bad at space
You-
superiority because I've not done it before.
SS battles are pretty intense. This is true. I think the biggest takeaway from those kinds of engagements is you can see how quickly, if we were in tide, I obviously wouldn't be that quick, but how quickly the fight can tip, right? Because Supercap fights are very much N+1, and so once you start winning the fight, you tend to keep winning the fight unless the enemy does something very stupid or something happens like the node crashes.
Yeah,
Kinda get-
it's
you know what
there
I'm
it
saying?
was- Yeah, so he won the SS battle,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden we could barely break anything.
Yeah,
my
no. So
my
what I had told my guys to do is they were running 3 anti-cap and 2 SS. And so you would select your anti-caps, put them on a target, and then go back to your SS and start chasing down enemy fighters, basically.
in my SS, do I start prioritizing the heavy fighters or the
It'll be
other
cool.
SS?
You'd be prioritizing heavies.
Yeah, anti-cap.
It'll be called by the FC as well.
It's situational. It's situational. In that case,
The-
because we were winning the SS fight, I didn't care. But if we're losing the SS fight, we're going to attempt to go after enemy SS first, because that's kind of the first step. You kill the enemy SS, they can't kill your fighters, and you can slowly start picking away at their anti-cap fighters.
Yeah,
Maybe
for
I'm
me
doing
it
a
was
short AR,
obviously
then this
you
is
had the
finished.
advantage of our fighters were already out when you jumped in, and you could immediately start clearing them. Then from
Yeah,
there
they
I
were already
wasn't
on
able
top
to
of us.
recover from it.
Yeah, in the first half of the fight, I tried to figure out my overview settings because everyone is in my alliance, so I couldn't see anyone on the overview.
Yeah, that
on
didn't help either. Not being able to have
and
a
then the second time, okay, I launched all my fighters, I just targeted the broadcast target, and like my fighters are dying. Okay, now what the fuck? And then I figured out what is even an SS fighter, and I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna do that shit. So it's like the same shit. It's the same shit as like Astro versus Astro fights with drones, but I'm not doing this thing with drones, but I'm doing it with fighters. So at the end, I kind of figured it out. So it was a useful training. Thumbs up.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah,
I think everyone learned a lot from that. Definitely, keep stars are pretty punishing to put regular caps on. You're pretty much consigning them all to death unless you're just dropping like. So typically, like the big easiest way to bash keep stars is just with like 6 Titans. Just put Titans with long range guns. They can't doomsday the Titan, and if the Titan takes too much damage, it just warps off to a friendly structure and wraps up and comes back. It's just like shooting an NPC Satoyo pretty much. If you already have that stuff on grid. But it was tricky what you did there at the end, nailing my super.
Yeah, I was completely defanged, so I was like, "Fuck it, I'll focus on my dick to tune and see what I can catch."
Yeah, that was the thing. Is if we had some sabers, we were my side. The defenders were basically winning the Supercap fight in that case, and so the only thing that was preventing us from getting kills was not being able to tackle anything.
Yep.
Yeah. And we made sure to take
We had
advantage
2
of
or
that.
3. We had 2 Titans and a few supers in low shield, and they just warped off.
Yeah, we were taking advantage of that because
And I
Other
couldn't vote
thing-
because of NSA.
Yeah. The other thing you guys should keep in mind, unlike Citadel burst projectors, super burst projectors don't actually have a maximum range, or they have a maximum range. It's like 500 kilometers or something.
It's anything within targeting range, I think.
No,
Yeah,
it's not
500,
that
I
far.
tried that.
500, yeah.
It's literally
Alright.
500 kilometers.
Yeah, so
Pretty good.
in that instance, yes, the burst projectors can apply to each other. So if you want to put nude pressure or something like that, or bubble the enemy fleet for at a range, that is an option available to you.
Also, one thing I think I noticed is I'm pretty sure one of our dictors wasn't in fleet, or might have even been in your fleet. Like, I didn't call for it, but, like, they were blue to me, not purple, so...
That's funny. There was some random neutral on the grid for a while, too.
Yep, that was fun.
I had no fucking clue who that was.
It was a warp dude. It was
Ah.
in chat.
Oh, okay. But yeah, no, that was awesome. This field around the Keepstar looks amazing.
Yeah, what did you think about the trick we did with the dreads?
It was pretty good.
Yeah.
It was that is a technique that has been used to kill Keepstars previously. And what you do is you trickle in dreads about 10 at a time. This was before the Sino nerf days, so back when you could
That
just
was easy,
light
yeah.
them on a scepter. Now you just need a recon to go with them, but even then 10 dreads and 1 recon, the price is negligible. And yeah, so you would trickle in the dreads, basically 10 at a time, and then they would get killed by the Keepstar and the defenders and the Titans or whatever, but you would have 100 dreads on standby. So by the time those last couple dreads were dying, you would drop 10 more, and then 10 more and 10 more, and keep doing that until the Keepstar was reinforced. It's a brute force way to do it, but it does work.
Why don't you just sign in like half of your dreads? Why do you just keep doing like 10 at a time?
Damage cap, no?
Well, damage cap, yeah. You don't need to exceed the damage cap of a Keepstar is 50,000 DPS.
So you cannot do more damage than that?
No. So once you drop, like after you've dropped 4 or 5 dreads, you've already hit that damage cap. And so
okay, I see.
anything else you're at dropping just goes to waste. So you trickle in the dreads, so they only have the 5 targets chew on at a time, but they're still, shredding the. They're still able to keep the timer paused, and then you just keep dropping dreads after dread after dread, and you can drop them over a wide area too. Like you can drop them above and then drop them below, and then suddenly the ones you drop below are out of range of the Titans that you drop between the goalposts. So yeah.
Yeah.
There's
One
different
thing
things you can
that's really nailed home for me is the idea of home field advantage, because we had even fleets, but even then, the disadvantages that we had because we were attacking were severe. For instance, the SS fight.
Yeah, the SS fight
was
you
at
have to
start,
over range.
basically at 0 on you guys.
Yeah, you can't drop at 0 on an enemy Keepstar. Or you're
Exactly.
gonna lose. You have to drop close to the edge of max range because you don't have to deal with burst projectors,
So I'm just going
fighters,
to
none
show
of that
how the
supplies.
Q move works.
So yeah,
So you're
offensive
going to hold
timers, especially
Q,
because you have an objective.
and then
right?
you
Your
can
objective is to shoot
decide
the
the
Keepstar.
range and
Our
the
only
direction
objective
in the
is to
horizontal
shoot you
plane.
guys before the Keepstar
Then
gets
you click
reinforced.
once,
We don't have to worry about that
and
timer,
then you
right?
can
So we can be a little more focused
put
on
like
what
the
we're
angle,
doing versus you have to start. Defensive
and then you click
citadels
again,
is definitely a
and
lot
then you
easier
mark the
than
point.
offensive campaigning. Defensive everything these days in Eve is
decide range
easier.
and
In
horizontal,
Tosis,
and then
citadels,
decide the angle.
I mean, he's
cap
supposed to have an advantage with defensive, but yeah.
No,
I mean, it probably didn't help that I T2 rigged the Keepstar gun to Keepstar Doomsday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I didn't even see that. That's an absurdly overpriced
again,
rig. That
hold
thing's
Q,
worth
click one
more
in
than
a
a Keepstar, I'm
direction,
pretty sure.
More than a few Keepstars.
Yeah, it's like a 500 trillionist rig or something
and
ridiculous
then
like that.
What rig?
put the angle in the
500
vertical
billionist
plane.
rig. That's the Tech 2 Doom. No, what do they call that? The extinction level weapon suite.
It does not work for fighters or something.
If I recall correctly, it increases the maximum bounces to 10.
Grimmack
It
Son
pushes
of a-
it
this is
pushes-
CC right now. We
expensive,
just did a cap training. And
because
this
it's
is
only
like
used. It's only used on
IRR.
Keepstars.
Yep.
And
It's a Tech 2 variant of the Tech 1 regular rig, and even the Tech 1 rig is worth like 100 billion ISK or something like that.
Can somewhere I read up how can you like fit the structures, because I have no clue about that.
You can just go in the fitting tool.
so yeah,
Yeah,
this is,
simulate
was a
fits.
cap training for the
Yeah,
Brave
we're
new.
about done here, guys.
for the Brave
Any more questions
collective.
about anything we talked about? Supercap mechanics, Supercap warfare, fighters, doomsdays, that sort of thing. Anything?
Can the next cap training
No.
be rock save? I'm actually good at those.
If we,
I
we
want to FC against Sandrin this time.
okay, we can definitely do that.
And
If
someone
we have
asked how to do the Q movement.
if the server doesn't get wiped by next weekend, we might do a little bit of impromptu work save training
And
with
you're
the
going to
fax
do
cache,
that
because
how?
apparently there might be a wipe coming up soon. which makes sense. It's been a couple months since the last one.
And you're going to
Then all
do
these
the
supers
Q
and
move
titans will
by
go bye-bye.
selecting
So,
a range and the
let's make
direction
them
on the
explode.
horizontal plane.
Quick question, Sander, not on this topic.
And then click once, and then you can
myself,
select
I'm
the
not in the cap group, and I imagine some other guys here who are flying caps aren't in the cap group either. There's a chance of having like a sub cap group of guys who, I don't know, aren't in your full fleet, but actually are there on call, as it were.
You can join any cap fleet. It's just you won't get SRP.
Sort
No,
of.
it's that jump something 5 that I'm. Well, 2 of my
Jump
characters
type
haven't got.
calibration 5, yeah.
Oh yeah, he's talking about cap alts that are in the cap group because they don't meet the requirements. That's anything that we're doing in impasse will be within super cap range, which actually only requires JDC 4. Anything we're doing in catch will most likely require JDC 5 because we're usually only dropping dreads and carriers at that point.
Yeah, Grimath, this is
Right. Okay.
In general, we allow non-group members to join in work saves and so on with capitals. And if their fit isn't awful, they'll get SRP. So like you can take part, just be an impasse and on standby.
Yeah, that's maybe why you got more numbers here tonight than you thought you would have, because maybe guys who aren't in the in the cap group. Sorry.
Well, ISK is usually a pretty significant limiting factor for getting people into the cap group. Getting people into supers and titans. There's people here that have many alts, 4 or 5 alts that can fly supers, but they don't all have supers because they're fucking expensive.
Yeah,
the only difference
I
between
almost
a
have-
carrier pilot and a super carrier pilot is training heavy fighters. That's it. And burst protector operation.
So a couple questions on that fleet. What were they targeting the Keep Star? Because I know it's almost the whole time my fax had nothing to do.
Yeah, most of our DPS was on the Keepstar because we were defanged.
We were mostly killing faxes, and you can't really rep faxes reliably.
No, they were doomsdaying faxes, but we did catch a few faxes. A few of our faxes
We
were
caught
on the
a few
coast at a
faxes,
triage.
but most of the faxes got to die within triage.
We had a couple good moments where we got a faxed half health with guns, and then we put 1 doomsday on that, and then 2 on another, and killed 2 in one go.
Nice.
Yeah, I got doomsdayed. Thank you.
Yeah,
You're
I
welcome.
did too. One of my fax. And then I bosun my own fax as well, which is pretty fun. At fitting in the end, we warped all the
But I don't
supers up
trust
to you,
VS and FC
and then
anymore.
just went.
So
crazy
yeah,
with
if
bosons.
Dojo, the
we killed like
YouTube
our
chat
entire
doesn't
faction
have
in that.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I mean, you didn't even like hurt our.
If there aren't any questions in the Dojo chat channel, I'm going to wrap this up. I think Jinx wants to do something else. So yeah, this was Supercap Training in Brave Alliance, Brave Collective. So see you guys.